Hey y'all, it's your girl Cashe Arrielle. We are tuning in live from the Sipping Shop, episode 5, Cupid or Stupid.
It is your girl Mama V in the place to be.
And who is our guest host?
Your guest host today is Miss Mel.
You are
grateful to be here.
Come on, rappers.
Okay.
Bars.
I cannot. Hey y'all.
Hey everybody.
It's my first time going live on here. So today we are interviewing a couple dope business owners.
Yes.
First up we have Dr. Austin. I'm getting ready to invite her on my live so that me and her can chat. Hey. Can you hear me? 1 second. I'm trying to turn it up so we can hear one another. Can you hear me?
I can hear you good. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am amazing. I see my people are in the building. It's Friday night. Hi, guys.
Yes.
Hello.
I'm so glad that you joined us today. One reason why I asked you to come on is because I love your energy. Well, you know,
thank you.
You're welcome. And you're a black woman that's winning, and it's Black History Month.
She's winning.
Yes. So I said I need to have her on as one of our dope business owners and women that's making history.
Yes.
So thank you so much for joining us. So
I am so happy to be here.
Thank you. So I just wanted to, ask you a couple questions, let my following in Cleveland know who you are, what you do, and things like that. So I'm just going to jump right into it because I know you're a busy woman. So the first thing I wanted to know was, how long have you been in the dental field?
I became a dentist in 1996. Graduated from University of Maryland. Yeah, I'm old, right?
You're not old. You're not old at all. You're not old at all. So I know that, you do a lot of dental work, celebrities, non-celebrities. And I know that in your bio, you did say that, you were the dentist behind Cardi B. So I'm not going to ask about Cardi because I know you probably get asked a lot about that. But I do.
She was such a big inspiration to people. I don't mind talking because it was a very public transformation, and it inspired a lot of people to do their smiles.
Yes, because when her song came out, I had braces at the time, and I'm a big advocate. Like, I don't know, I think like once I got my braces on, I started paying attention to people's teeth more.
That's how I became a dentist. Once I wore braces when I was 15. When the braces came off, you become aware of your teeth and other people's teeth. So
yes.
That's exactly how I got into dentistry.
Okay. And I just wanted to know, who, if you don't mind, if you can share, who was your first celebrity patient that you had? Was it Cardi or was it someone else?
No. Back in 1998, when I started my business, my first celebrity client that I actually was in Puff Daddy's or P. Diddy's restaurant in the city, and I see this legendary music artist by the name of Isaac Hayes.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Yes, my mom used to play his albums on the weekends, and he was a legend. So I see him sitting down having dinner, and it took me a while. I'm like, man, he's having dinner with his friends, but I'm like, I gotta meet this man. I may never see him in my life again. So I went over, interrupted his dinner, girl. I was like,
I know that's right.
You had to make that moment.
Let him know who I am and what I do. And the thing is, everybody needs a dentist, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people aren't happy. They're in transition. So I'm like, I'm just gonna see if he has a dentist, and he didn't. And he told me to have a seat and have dinner with him.
Oh, yes.
Dinner with him. I literally became a part of his entourage and family. He started taking me to the Grammys, the Acapulco Black Film Festival. He talked about me on the radio. He really became my mentor and my biggest supporter.
Oh my God. That's what I mean. Like, I tell people all the time, I just put up a post on Facebook yesterday stating, all opportunities won't fall in your lap. Sometimes you have to go after them. And just to be honest, like, I didn't think when I asked you, I'm like, she may not even get back to me, because sometimes when people see that blue check mark or whatever, they don't respond or they too busy and things like that. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm the person, I take chances. So I'm like, you know what? I'd rather hear her say no than to not ask at all, you know. So that's why I reached out and I asked, and I'm like you, I step out on faith every time, and I think that that's what a lot of people need to do, especially when you're starting a business or anything you're trying to go after. You step out on faith.
Can I have a patient in the chair and she needs me for 1 second. I'm so sorry.
You're fine. Go ahead.
Y'all got any questions for the celebrity dentist? Because she ready, honey. Y'all ready? Ask your questions.
Hey, everybody. I'm sorry I can't wave at each and every last one of you, but how are you guys doing? You can drop some stuff down in the comments.
Yes.
Hey, Vonnie, you look gorgeous.
Honey,
I love that lip and them lashes.
She came in here ready.
I have to get my life together.
Yes.
Hello, beautiful. My sister is on here, Siobhan, and my sister Tanya.
Hey.
I'm hoping and praying that my other sister gets on here.
Yes.
The life of a dentist.
Look, I know. I'm so sorry because I know we were supposed to start at 6:30, but trying to make sure that the sound and everything is good, because they'll get to, if you didn't get to get on with us today, you'll definitely be able to get on and listen on Apple Podcasts and Spotify later. So that's why. Yep. So it'll be on there. Thank you guys. These lashes are from my boutique. And
beautiful.
thank you. We're taping inside of my store as well. So without further ado, I know you got a patient, so I just wanted to ask you a couple. Go ahead.
Talking about IPAs and me interrupting the dinner and going after what you want.
Yes. So the next thing I wanted to ask, I know that you say that you can get certified and, you know, become your own boss if someone is looking to further their career in the cosmetics industry. So can you give us a little bit of information about how people can get certified that's listening in?
Yeah, so I teach, as of last July when the pandemic hit and people were looking for ways to make money, I created a course called How to Start Your Own Teeth Whitening Business. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, teeth whitening used to only be done in the dental office, but since 2015, it became a beauty service and a beauty product. So now if anybody is out there and they are interested or already provide beauty services like skincare, makeup, hair, anything related to beauty, you could learn how to whiten teeth like I do.
Okay.
And I teach in 4 hours how to become a teeth whitening specialist. I teach it online, and I also teach it in my Flint, Michigan office as well as my New York office. So online, it's a 4-hour course, and I take you through everything that you need to know, from doing a checkup to make sure your clients are candidates for whitening, because not everybody is, how to do the teeth whitening procedure, how to sell products online or directly in your store to help your clients keep the teeth white, and all the how to manage the risks so that you don't harm your clients. It's an easy procedure to do, so it's not rocket science, so that's why pretty much anybody can do it that has skills. And you can make good money. For the non-dentists, they usually end up charging anywhere between $99 and $150 per 1 hour whitening session. I recommend that you have at least 2 machines. Like I have 6, but you can do it 2 per hour and make almost up to $300 an hour.
Oh my God.
So, yeah, it's crazy.
I told you I'm taking that class.
Okay. You have like 4 people ready to sign up.
Right. Client the mirror, they paint the gel on their teeth, they sit underneath the light, and every 20 minutes you change it. You do it 3 times for 20 minutes to total an hour, and then they walk away with their teeth being up to 6 shades whiter in that 1 hour setting. So it's really, really a fun, easy, safe procedure that anybody can do. So I have been having a blast teaching. Most of the people that take the course are not dentists. There is a certification quiz, so you have 50 questions to answer, but it's not hard. I just want to make sure that you understand the basics of whitening teeth. And after that, we meet on Zoom for about 30 minutes to talk about how you want to set up your business, because there's so many ways. You can have your business in your house. You can actually rent a chair in a salon and do it in other people's businesses. I literally have the mobile machines where I take the show on the road and I do pop-ups at locations across the United States. Yeah, so people love it when I pop up. I get in my car or get on the plane and pop up for a day and just whiten teeth all day. They did it at Essence Fest a couple years ago, right on the Essence Fest floor. So you could do trade shows. You could do all kinds of events. You could do virtual teeth whitening parties with their home teeth whitening. And that's the other thing. You can have your own Shopify store, sell my teeth whitening products. I have charcoal. I have the teeth whitening trays with the LED light. I have my own sonic toothbrushes. So literally during the pandemic, that's how I made money. When I couldn't go to the office, I was just sitting in my house in club quarantine, selling teeth whitening products.
Not club quarantine. So a lot of people are asking, how much is the course?
The course is $497, but
okay.
I met you on Clubhouse, so we're gonna make this a Clubhouse discount. If you code Clubhouse, you'll get $100 off the course.
Y'all better do it.
Oh my God! Y'all better sign up. Y'all better sign up.
Use the Clubhouse
You get
discount.
$100 off.
And you get $100 off.
And you have a whole new career in 4.5 hours. The teeth whitening machines, if you guys want more information, you just click on the link in my bio, or you can DM me. The teeth whitening machines to get started are like $250. The kits to do the whitening are very, very inexpensive. So the startup costs are not a lot at all. Under $800, you can have your whole business going. Put it on the credit card. Let's go.
Yes, let's go.
Let's go.
I have payment plans on my website.
Okay.
Payment plans.
Or it is teethwhiteningonline.com.
Okay.
Teethwhiteningonline.com. If you go to that website, you'll see that we have, for those who are on a tight budget, you can do payment plans for 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months. So if you just want to start paying on it, you have options. I want you guys to learn this because it is so much money to be made. It's an $11.4 billion industry. So why not?
That's right.
I see someone ask, can the UK market get the machines yet?
You probably can get the machines, but I don't think you guys in the UK can use hydrogen peroxide. I'm not sure if you guys are not limited to, because there's certain countries in Europe, and I know definitely in the Netherlands, you can't use peroxide. I think there is a ban on hydrogen peroxide, but I'm not sure. I am not sure. We're going to have to find out.
Okay, my mom, she's the co-host. I'm going to bring it over to her.
Hi, Mom.
Hello.
And she...
Oh, so that's the cute little Gap from. Okay.
Well, I know we are three sisters.
Gap sisters, yes. So she has a question for you.
So my question is, first of all, it's nice meeting you.
You too.
Oh, I'm so glad. My question is, do you recommend dental implants? Why or why not?
So dental implants are the standard of care now. It's the best way to replace a missing tooth. Before dental implants came along, your options were to get a removable denture that you take in and out, and who wants that if you don't have to get it? And then the next option was a dental bridge. But with the bridge, in order to hold that fake tooth, you'd have to trim around the circumference of the tooth next to each of the spaces. So with the implant, you don't have to trim any other teeth. You're just, the surgeon is going to embed a little metal screw below the gums. Sounds scary, but the bone does not have nerves. So a lot of times the surgery doesn't hurt at all. The screw gets embedded below the gums, and then it has to sit, and your bone has to lock into that screw for about 3 months. And then after that, we can screw in a tooth to replace the missing tooth that you have. The process takes about 4 months in total, but the benefits to having the implant is that, again, you don't have to trim any teeth that may be healthy next to the empty space. And the fact that you have a root replacement underneath the gums, when you have a tooth in your mouth and you're constantly biting on it, it keeps the bone the bone levels healthy. When you don't have a tooth and you don't replace it, the bone starts to drop down. So when you have our grandparents that didn't have implants and they lost their teeth, the bone would start to shrink down. Then their dentures wouldn't fit, and it was a hot mess. Now, people who are missing like all of their teeth, they may get 4 implants, and then the denture will snap into the implants for stability. So no more denture cream. If you have your own teeth and you're just missing one tooth, you can floss, you can brush. It feels like your own tooth. So that's the beauty of the implant. It feels like you have your own tooth again. It is expensive. So,
I was going to ask. Is it true it costs $1,000 a tooth?
About $4,000, $3,000, $3,500, $4,000, $5,000, depending on what part of the world you live.
So you don't have a buy one get one free program?
You know what?
You know.
I don't even do them. I just do veneers. But I tell everybody, if you are near a major city that has a dental school, like here in New York, I send everybody to NYU. They have a great implant center. It's actually dentists doing the work, and you can get the implants for like $2,500, $2,000 for the whole thing.
Really?
So you can.
Wow.
I send all my friends there.
Wow.
Because it's just expensive.
Yes,
if you're missing more tooth, it's a lot. It is.
I know she was saying that it's $1,000 per. I'm like, well, you need to ask her if that's true, because you know sometimes people will just put out numbers. So I'm like, so
in New York, each one is going to be close to $4,500, $5,000.
And you know what? I don't understand. I mean, it costs $1,000 per tooth. So you know, with the pandemic going on, you know, people probably buy a tooth a year because it's hard out here.
Pretty much.
Not a tooth a year.
The other way that, people who are able to qualify for financing, that's how a lot of people will do it. Or you end up spreading it over time. It's a lot. Wow. Get into Dr. Katrina. My friend Aiden that lives in Scotland.
Hi, Aiden.
We got an international crowd.
Okay.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Can
you type your website in the comments and I'll pin it so that way I can refer back to it. And then you could also, if you could just say it for us as well.
So it's going to be www.teethwhiteningonline.com.
Okay.
Boom. And for those of you who are on this platform of Instagram, you could just click on the link in my bio at Dr. Catrice Austin. But there you have it. You can pin that. www.teethwhiteningonline.com. Put in the code of Clubhouse, and you will save $100.
We also have someone from Africa, South Africa, that's on. So, hi, how are you guys?
That is the one country I have not been to.
Right, me neither. I want to go so bad. So, I just got 2 more questions for you, and then we'll be finished. My question was, how can people set up consultations for dental work? So, like, if they don't want to do a class, they just want to get some work done by you, because I know you're awesome at what you do. How do they go about that?
You can go to VIPsmiles.com. I do all of the consultations online via Zoom. And there is a section that says consultation. And what you'll do, or you can click on the link in my bio, and I have it broken down into step 1 or step 2. You follow step 1, which is you guys can download a free smile makeover workbook. It's the workbook that I have you guys download, and I ask you some questions to prepare you for your smile consultation. Step 2, you can actually fill out your information. If you go to VIPsmiles.com and click on the consultation page, or if you click on the link in my bio, you can fill out your information. I'm going to request that you send me some photos, and then you can have me review the photos. I do it for free, and I'll tell you if you are a candidate for veneers. And that's all I do, guys. I don't do anything else but veneers and teeth whitening. If you are a candidate, I'm going to email you to set up an appointment, and we meet online for 30 minutes, and we'll go over everything that you need to know about your smile makeover, how many you'll need, how long it's going to take, how much it's going to be, payment plan options, and sometimes we have to do a little pre-planning with some moldings and x-rays. So we go over all of that stuff. So you walk away knowing exactly what you need to do. And even if you're not ready to do it right now, do your consultation, which is $99. And then at least you'll know the prices and you'll know what you need to save up for. Listen, I've had people do GoFundMes, to get money for teeth. Don't give me nothing for my birthday. Don't give me nothing for Christmas. Go contribute to my GoFundMe.
Yes.
But at least when you're shopping for something major, usually you'll kind of shop around, you'll get different estimates, and then you plan for it. House, car, same thing with their teeth.
Yes.
So if you guys want to start planning for the future, maybe you're not ready to do it now, but you want to know how much and what it will take to get the smile of your dreams, let's set up that consultation. And it starts by going to VIPsmiles.com, hit the consultation page. On that page, you can also shop for dental supplies. You can look at teeth white. You can see all my clients. You can, what else? You can take my courses. You can actually sign up from the course or for the course from VIPsmiles.com as well. So there's many ways to get to me.
Okay. And I know, it's Valentine's Day weekend. It's big for some people and not for others, but I just wanted to ask you a question in relation to relationships. We just try to keep everything still within the form of what we're doing. My question is, how important is communication and consistency in a relationship for you?
Oh, communication is everything.
Okay.
Without it, that's when things start to really go awry.
Okay.
Anybody that I have a relationship with that I really care about, I'm a very open-minded person, and I'm the kind of person that I rather hear the truth than to hear a lie.
Yes.
So just tell me if it is what it is. If you went out and you cheated, actually just tell me. I don't want to find out.
Please. Yes.
I don't want to find out. Just be made up and tell me.
Exactly.
That you did.
Exactly.
You want to see somebody else? You want to, whatever it is.
Yes.
Just tell me. I'd rather know the truth. The truth sometimes hurt, but I like to deal with a place of honesty.
Yes.
And not be bamboozled and hoodwinked.
Yes, because that's what a lot of people be doing.
Some people don't like to hear the truth, but I rather.
And a lot of people will say, women always say they want to hear the truth, but in actuality they don't. But me and you and probably a few other women, we're like one in a million that do want to hear the truth. So yes,
because it doesn't always mean, like, look at I was listening to a Jay-Z interview and they had to deal with the lemonade situation. I mean, sometimes it doesn't mean that you're going to break up. It just means we might need to go to therapy and work on our problems.
Come on, yes, that's right.
Yes.
So I'd rather be faced with the truth or deal with the situation, but at least I have a choice. If I decide to stay, then I stay.
Come on.
If I, to not know and to be deceived is a big problem. Now you're lying to. I don't want to be lied to.
Yes.
Is that when you get to messing with their teeth?
You know what?
But whatever it is, if it's dealing with kids or dealing with whatever the issue is, not just cheating or anything, but whatever it is that we need to talk about.
Yes, ma'am. I thank you so much, Dr. Austin, for coming on, talking with us. Like, I love your energy. Like, you're just so outgoing. You're genuine. I love it. So, thank
again.
Thank you
so much. That's what I have to keep it real. Authenticity is very important to me. It is what it is, but either you like it or you don't.
Yes. We love it. So, thank you so much for meeting with us, and we will be in tune soon. Hopefully, we can do another one.
I know. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you for coming on, and you have a great rest of your night, okay?
Thank you. Bye, Mom.
Bye.
Say bye.
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 I need my shirt coming all open, honey. I don't want people to think I'm in here.
See you.
Don't think I'm in here.
Bye.
Taking off my clothes off.
Mama V.
Mama
We're
V.
not about to play with you tonight.
They like Mama V in there stripping.
Hey,
taking her clothes off.
So, just before we bring on our next guest, just to recap on the question that I asked Dr. Austin, how important is communication and consistency in the relationship for you guys?
I feel the same as her. I would very much deal with the truth. then I hate feeling bamboozled. That actually makes me more mad than the actual act. It's feeling like you took my choice away from me.
Right.
Or, let's deal with whatever it is at hand. And to talk about what you said, where they say women can't handle the truth. I don't believe that it's women can't handle the truth. I think that you want to give the truth and think that it's supposed to have the outcome that you desire.
Right.
That doesn't mean that it's going to always be the outcome that you desire. It doesn't mean that we're going to stay together. It may not even mean that we break up. But at the end of the day, I respect you as a person and as a man for telling me the truth.
Right. Right.
Yep. And then
what you think, Vonnie?
And then for me, I would say the same thing. Me and my guy, we've been together for 7 years. And consistency, it kind of shifts between what you may be going through in life at the time.
Right.
Okay. So sometimes that might be where it might take a shift. And what I mean by that is just, I'm tired. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to talk. I'm in my own zone. I might be dealing with some things that I don't want to talk to you about at that time. So consistency might change in the degree if you're looking at it that way.
Right.
But the truth, absolutely all the time. Because if you lie to me, then you're going to steal from me. And then I'm going to have to kill you.
Cashe, don't you got some orange jumpsuits over there? Because she already went in. This is what it's going to be.
I do not play.
And I think that is key. Honesty is the best policy. If you lie to me once, you'll lie to me again.
Exactly.
I always say this saying, a lie don't care who tell it. Tell the truth. The truth will set you free, because at the end, if you are truthful up front, hey, I'm not consistent. Be truthful. We had this conversation the other day. Don't start off anything with a lie. I think on our last podcast, I told him, if you stuff yourself in a whole bodysuit, hey, I got on a whole bodysuit under here. But when I take this bodysuit off, it's a whole lot of stuff. I don't know if you're ready for it. But you can never say, I didn't give you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. I'd rather we build off truth than a lie. Even if, like she said, if it may hurt me, I can get over the hurt. But I can't get over the lie.
Yes.
And I can continue to deal with
Jeff
it.
said we violent.
Trust your word.
Oh,
Jeff said we violent. But Jeff about to come on.
But let me tell you something.
So we gonna get him in the hot seat.
If they get to lying to you, they can't trace potassium. And I'm not telling y'all to go out here and buy potassium, but I'm just telling you.
Don't y'all listen to Mama V.
Don't listen to Mama V, y'all. Don't listen to her.
Don't y'all do it.
She tripping.
I got a daughter now. I can't.
She tripping. So y'all, the next guest that we have coming on is my uncle Jeff Brown. You guys probably know him from the Jeff Brown Show, and he's making a difference out here in Cleveland and all over. His podcast is in top 50, correct?
Yes, it is.
He's on iHeartRadio. He's on all type of platforms. So I want to bring him on just to talk with him for a little bit. So give me 1 second, you guys. I'm going to add him on to the live.
Yeah.
You know what? Now we go live.
Right.
Oh,
here you go.
You gotta do exercise.
Let me get my camera shot together.
You know
So
what?
guys, I'm gonna turn the camera so you all can see Jeff, our guest.
You know what?
Let me get my camera shot together. Oh, okay, I'm right. All right, I'm good.
We don't have time for this.
What's up, niece?
What's up, Uncle?
Niece? What's happening? Y'all got me in the hot seat and it's Valentine Day weekend.
Yeah.
I don't even like this setup.
So
I don't even like this setup.
You good. We ain't got too many bad questions, but we just want to, let the people know
One
who
is
you
enough.
are. No, we gonna ask more than one.
Oh, I got a whole.
My mother was gonna grill you. I had to tell her to slow down. Like
See, that's her problem now. She always trying to grill me. And I can't speak for all the men in the world. I tell y'all women, I can't speak for all the men in the world. Y'all be trying to grill them. Y'all be trying to hold me accountable for all the brothers did wrong. Give me some grace.
Okay, we're gonna give you some grace. So, I know a lot of people know who you are because you just popular. But I wanted to ask you, what made you start a podcast?
Well, several things. my family always told me they thought I was a stand-up comedian. They thought I should have been on TV, and they thought I should have had my radio show. They thought, I was made for entertainment. Even though my mom, family, everybody. When I came home from prison, well, before I went to prison, I signed up for broadcasting school, right? Mm-hmm. Well, that didn't happen because I went to prison. Came back home, and I went right back to broadcasting school to learn the business. And I was able to intern on some local radio shows here in the city that were Christian radio shows with my dude, DJ Roddy Knight. And the shows got canceled. And so what I started doing is I started using my Facebook platform as my radio show. Mm-hmm. So I would post funny stuff. I would say funny things. I would say encouraging words. I would go live. I would do things like that. And some different networks reached out to me to help me, get a podcast. They're like, hey, man, you need a podcast. One of my best friends I grew up with, he was working for, he was actually a talent agent for a company here in Cleveland, out in Euclid several years ago, and he said, man, you need to have the Jeff Brown show. That's exactly what he said. And I'm saying, the Jeff Brown show, I need to do something different. Well, I wound up going with a different company, and I used the Jeff Brown show. And big shout out to my friend Justin for believing even in that name and that brand. And we've been able to do some great things, with the Jeff Brown show. So, it gives me an opportunity to talk, to be a motivational speaker, to entertain, talk trash, enlighten people. We talk about everything on the show. It's a show that makes you laugh and think. So, we have an opportunity to touch on a lot of different topics, especially with relationships. Our listeners participate in the Relationship Corner. Is a segment on our show where, people share what their experiences are in their relationships, what they're actually going through, like one of my last episodes, I think, what happened on that last? I got so many. So this guy, this lady is dating a guy, just a scenario real quick. And so to spice up the relationship as an early Valentine's Day gift, she brings another woman into the bedroom, so they have a threesome. But come to find out, she was already dating the woman, but her dude don't know.
Oh my God!
So now she wants to break up with the guy to let him know that she really want to be with the woman. So these are scenarios that come on my show that I have to weigh in on, because this is what it is. People deal with this stuff. So I allow my platform to be a place where people can express themselves, but I express myself, and it makes for good entertainment.
Okay, so this is my next question, because I think that similar in ways we're similar when it comes to us just speaking our minds and saying how we feel and not having a filter behind it. So do you feel I
get in trouble a lot.
I used to.
I get in trouble all the time when I speak my mind.
Yeah, so I'm trying to learn to, be more disciplined with that. But my question to you is, do you feel you're controversial, especially being a black male in radio? Do you feel like someone would automatically label you as controversial just because, you're speaking on specific topics and because of your skin color?
Black has nothing to do with it. I'm just controversial anyway. I'm gonna voice my opinion. Are there systemic issues and racism in the entertainment industry? Absolutely. But I don't allow that to control my destiny. I don't allow that to make me a victim of circumstance. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say what I mean what I say. Does it get me in trouble? Yes. But the reality is that I'm authentic. And I'm gonna be my authentic self, and I think that's why my show is in the top 60 for Black culture on iHeartRadio's podcasting platform. Out of 250,000 podcasting shows, when you look at, we just recently learned that we charted in the top 50 in Canada. So for entertainment. So, and we're also syndicated on traditional radio as well. We just got picked up by a top 40 station in California, so, that has 1 million listeners a week traditional radio.
Yes.
So that's authentic. That's being your authentic self.
Yeah.
And so, but I also learned that I had to have a platform here at home in Cleveland. And the reality is, sometimes if you're not accepted at home, it's going to be hard for you to be accepted everywhere else. So I really geared my show to be accepted here. Building a brand that got known through events and throwing events such as seafood and jazz, and just doing the things I need to do to get my brand out there and to get people to listen to the show. And so I'm excited about what we're doing, and the fact that there are people not just here locally and nationally, but even internationally, loving what we're talking about and loving the platform because we're authentic.
Yes. And I know that you were honored, I believe it was yesterday, correct? Or was it the day before yesterday by Empower Clee?
What's today?
Friday.
Oh man, I'm tired. No, I was honored yesterday.
Okay.
From the city of Cleveland, yeah, for Black History Month.
Congrats on that.
Congratulations.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I very humbled and honored by that. I hear Veronica back there laughing. Don't be talking about me, Veronica. Be a long week.
So how did that come about? You mind sharing a little bit of the backstory as to how that came?
Everybody that knows me know I'm big on community work. People know that that I'm big on giving back and bringing the community together. For the past 5 years, which they talked about, I do an event called 100 Coats for 100 Kids.
Yes.
Last year we didn't do it because of the pandemic, but within these past 5 years, we've been able to raise over 3,000 brand new coats, to give back to families in need and children that needed it, But last year, we, myself, along with Dr. Yvonne Pointer and several people, community activists and leaders in the community, we came together to feed over 3,000 frontline workers, nurses, doctors, police, EMS workers, partnering with Chick-fil-A and different Black-owned restaurants and businesses here in the city. The Fort Bistro, Sam Silk, Chicken and Fish, Angie Soul Food, at the time, Chicago Chicken and Waffle. So we did all of that, and to give back. And it all started with a young lady who was a nurse who reached out to me and said, "Hey, can you host prayer? Can you get a virtual prayer going for the nurses, because we're scared, literally we're scared." And I reached out to Dr. Yvonne Pointer, and she said, "Let's do it, nephew." And we wound up praying for 2 weeks. It started out to be a 7-day prayer, but we wound up praying for 2 weeks, for 10 minutes each day. I invited some of my friends in the gospel, preachers and evangelists, and just different ones that said, "Hey, Jeff, we got you. We love you. Whatever you need us to do, let's do it." And out of that, it was birth for us. We were motivated in birth, following, the leading of the Holy Spirit to just really, feed people. Sometimes, they say, food is the best way to a person's heart. And what we were able to do, Hope and just different people were able to give, and through those donations we were able to feed over 3,000 frontline workers, and not to mention over 500 children in Ghana, Africa. So it's work. Ministry is work, giving back is work, and this is what we do.
Yes. And so I am proud of you. I love everything that you're doing.
And likewise.
Thank you. And before, do you want to ask the question before I ask the Valentine's Day question?
Don't let her ask no question.
Let me ask the question. He already
Do y'all want to ask the question?
No, I do. I have. First of all, I want to say this.
No, y'all can ask me a question. I'm just teasing.
I want to say that I am very proud of you. Ever since
Thank you.
Body of Christ. I mean, I've always admired you because you have always been a go-getter. You know, even when you was on the drums, you was a go-getter.
Girl, get to the.
But anyway, but my question for you tonight is, what legacy do you want to leave?
My legacy, the fact that I empower people, that I try to change somebody's life. You know, when God created us, He didn't create us to be alone. You know, and He gave us all purpose. But that purpose and the gift is not just for us, but it's to be shared.
Right.
And so I want my legacy to be known that I shared my gift. And that I shared my purpose with the world and to inspire people. And that's the legacy. Whether I get $1 billion or whatever the case might be, that I don't want that to be the legacy.
Right.
Do I want it? Absolutely. But the real legacy is that I changed people's lives. I made impact. I was able to inspire, and I was able to do some good on this earth while I was here.
Okay. Yes. And then my next question is this, because you mentioned Hope Haven, which I think is so awesome because you are such a giver. And you partnered with Dr. Yvonne Porter, who I think is so, I don't know her personally, but I think she is so awesome and a wonderful.
Yeah, she's a jewel.
Yes, she is. And so, what is my question? I see you doing great things with Hope Haven. How has that made you feel? How has that changed your life?
It changed my life a lot because it's through that partnership and just working together, it allowed for me to expand what I was already doing. And to expand with someone like Dr. Yvonne Pointer, I call her Auntie, and us genuinely working together, it definitely helped expand my work in the community, activism and just being a part, and just, making sure that, I continue to grow and make a difference in this community. Here's the thing, whether it's the Jeff Brown show, myself, or Dr. Yvonne Pointer, everybody has the ability to make impact. There's a scripture in Hebrews 13 and 16. When you read the scriptures, it says, God is pleased when we share and when we give, to others. It talks about that. And so, we understand without faith, it's impossible to please God. But also in that, there has to be a balance that, we have to look out for others other than ourselves. We got to look out for people, other than ourselves. And so that's where God is pleased at. So that's what real work and ministry and good deeds come into play, because at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we're making a difference, that we're changing somebody's life.
Yes.
And so that's the impact of working with Hope Haven and the work that they've been doing all prior to our partnership, but just being inclusive with that. It's just a dope situation.
Yes.
I know you got. This is my one last question for you. You mentioned about you being incarcerated. You wouldn't be able to tell that you were incarcerated because you came home and you were very impactful. If you could speak to someone who is getting ready to be released or is having a hard time right now, getting back on their feet, what advice would you give them?
First off, let me shout out my lovely radio wife, Miss Sassy. Y'all should invite her on.
Hi, Miss Sassy. We will.
Y'all get her on. I would tell that individual that don't worry about the next man. Don't worry about what people are doing. Don't worry about what you lost. Don't worry about trying to get into the rat race and all that. No, take your time and build. Because as soon as you rush, as soon as you focus on the wrong thing, it'll put you right back in where you came from, where you were released from. That time that you were there was for you to rebuild your mind, reset, so that way you could come home, and get on the track that is connected to your purpose. And here's the thing though, everybody has a prison experience, whether you behind the walls or whether you outside the walls.
That's true.
There are people that are in prison in relationships, you know, because they're physically and mentally abused, okay, and they don't see an out date, okay, right, out of that situation. There are people who are financially in bondage, right? You know, they just don't know how to use their resources. They're in prison in their finances. There's some people that's in prison spiritually. They're just not set free. They're in a dark spot. So they're in a dark space. So, you know, you're dealing with people that's fighting depression and suicide and all kinds of stuff. So my thing is, whether you're behind the walls, whether you're outside the walls, everyone has a prison experience. So what we have to do is understand that in our own individual lives, that our life is under construction. Okay, so if our life is under construction, what does that mean? It's a continual building process. Right. You know, I'm a home renovator. I buy homes, renovate them, and I resell them. I take eyesores and we turn them into showpieces, right? But there's a process. What's the process? You got the demo. What the demo means? You demo all the bad stuff that's in the house, the debris, the bad wood, the bad drywall. Get all the old toilets out, all the old sinks. Get out all the old Formica and everything that's there, right? And you put it in a dumpster. You got to order the dumpster because it's got to go somewhere, right? So you put all the bad stuff in there. You put all the bad debris and everything in there. And then what you do? Then you start what is called rough framing. What is the rough framing for? Because now you got to add all new electrical, all new plumbing, all new HVAC, and you can't add those mechanicals without the framing because it's got to go somewhere. And what is the framing? The framing is what the space is intended to be. So when you frame it and then you put your mechanicals together, what happens? Now, when it passed the inspection, because you got to get the city inspection because you got to pull the permits and everything like that, right? All of a sudden, what happens? Now, when the inspector comes out, they say, "Oh, okay, you made this change, you met the code, you passed the test." What happens now? You know, you drywall, you start mudding, and you start doing the different things you need to do in order to make the house a showpiece. You know, so that such is life. We're eyesores that are becoming showpieces. You know, our life is
the whole word.
You know. So that's what happens. So I would tell that man or that young woman that, hey, you know, we're all eyesores that are trying to become a showpiece, not for the pleasure or to make it something for men, but this is for God. God, our lives are the center stage where God is able to do His best work. You know. You know, I read the story about Rahab, right? Rahab in the Bible, you know, she was a harlot, right? But when you look in the New Testament, she's the mother of Boaz, okay? So my thing is, you might start one way, but it's not always how you start, but it's always how you finish. And so in the finishing, you can't get to the finish without going through the process. You know, everybody wants to start, and they just want to go to finish, but you can't get to the finish line without running the track. You can't get to the finish line without, you know, tossing the baton or doing the things that's necessary in order to be great and positive. And so I would tell that individual, take it one day at a time, run at your own pace because your life is under construction. And hey, you can win. You can do this.
Listen here, you done said, you done blessed us.
Pastor Jeff.
You know, drop your cash app. Drop your cash app. You know what I'm saying? You know, sow a seed into that word. Because that was good.
You did so good. It was a great breakdown.
Yeah,
put it on there. Put your cash app and Mama Penny. So, before we get out of here, I just wanted to ask you, you know, it's Valentine's Day weekend. And so I just, you know what, I don't have time for your games today. So I just wanted to ask you, in regards to relationships, do you think men or women have standbys in case their relationship don't work out?
Do I think men and women have a standby situation in case their relationship doesn't work out?
Yes.
That's a good question. Well, It depends on what the standby's job is. You know, if you're standing by, no, for real. Because you got some people who are just friends, of the opposite sex. They're just friends, and there's nothing at that time. You know, if they're involved with someone where they're trying to, you know, engage at a level like that. But if their situation doesn't work, right, and they spend time together, you know, where they're healing one another through, you know, companionship, friendship, then that becomes something. So that could be a standby. But if you just flat out just a player, you know what I'm saying, and you just out here, you got to stand by.
Miss Sassy said this the wrong question to ask.
She know what's up. I mean, I think people have somebody. You know, they got somebody in the back pocket some type of way. Is that cool? No, but at the end of the day, we're living in a culture, right, where it's accepted. It's not like you know, Veronica. It's not like how we grew up, you know, back in the day, where you know you would feel some type of way. You would feel bad if you did this.
See,
now
y'all feel bad?
Yes, they have no filter. These young people don't have no filter, honey. They don't care.
No filter, and they just and this is the culture.
Right.
I'm trying to understand where y'all grew up, because I mean, you know, people had whole families on the other side of town, and we.
Well, come on.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, well, I'm just saying but it wasn't as prevalent as it is today. That's all I'm saying.
I disagree. I just think that it's social
It was
media.
a secret.
It's just social media that makes it appear that is.
Oh my God, it's
I
out of
agree
control.
with that social media did have something have a lot to do with pushing that scenario. But I think that is definitely a cultural shift, and a generational shift as well. I definitely believe that. You know, there's certain things that I wouldn't do now that I would have done 20 or 25 years ago. You know what I'm saying? What's entertaining to somebody who's 20 years younger than me, 15 years younger than me, it's not entertaining to me now. It's just not. You know, I might talk trash because I can probably, you know, relive some of those things I used to do, but where I am in my life now, I don't consider to be entertaining at all. You know, because I'm in a different place in my life. You know, I don't celebrate. You know, think about it. In hip hop culture, you know, it's, you know, women are celebrated if they half dress. You know, they showing their titties, they showing they ass and booty and all that. You know what I'm saying?
How you gonna say ass and booty at the same time? Come on, move.
That's what they do.
Yeah, you know what the devil is.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be nice on your podcast.
It's unfiltered. Say what you got to say.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. So people, you know, when we look at that, that's a part of the culture.
Okay.
Video vixens, and you know what I'm saying, that's a cultural thing. That's you know, fast money, fast women. That's what it is. When you know, that's, you know, it was a part of our culture. But there was more and more of a message. Like when you listen to the music now, there's not a lot of message to the music. It's just it's just more of a vibe. It's more hype music than anything. There's not really a lot of lyrical content, right? But you see, you know, you see the video girls, you see the nice cars, you see all the fast money, you know, the hustle money. So this is the part of the culture. So I just think that, you know, and if you're looking at that type of culture, it's okay to have multiple friends on the side. You know, that's just what it is.
He gonna take it back to the question.
Do I agree with that at this time? No comment. I'm not gonna say that.
We know it's no comment. You know, but I just want to put out here that it's even older guys, because I've dated older men before and they still be on games. I don't think it has nothing to do.
Wait.
There's no comment like you. No comment like you. No comment like you.
Oh, yeah, okay.
No comment.
Your mother gonna have a talk about
She
that.
know. However, I've dated men that were older than me and they were still having somebody in the back pocket. So I don't really think that it matters about the age or the generation. I just think it's about the mentality of the individual. So
let me say this. If you 45 and 50 and you acting like you're 25 and 20, yeah, that's a problem. What I'm saying is you're adding to you're adding to the culture when you should be actually holding that culture accountable. You know what I'm saying? And not every person that's 40, 45, 50, you know, acts that way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I believe when you get to a certain age in your life, age does play a part, because there's some experiences in your life that when you at 40, 45, 50, 65, 70, that you should have experienced.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would tell you, that should tell you that when you see a certain type of situation getting ready to happen, that you should be able to intervene to fix that problem or step away from it. But what we're seeing is, and I agree with you, Niece, that you know, we do have some older men and older women. You know, I read a fact the other day, a fun fact. I'm gonna drop this this little nugget on you. Men 60 and over cheat at a rate of I think it was like 60%.
Wow.
Yeah, cheat. Women at 70 and over, age 70 and over, they cheat at a rate of 70%.
Man, get
so
out
what
of
I'm saying is,
Well, honey, they ain't walking fast.
Because I don't have time for Clarence and his issues, but I like that bread. I like that
when you get to a certain age, there's certain things you shouldn't even be doing. Like when you 70 and 60, you should be, you know, chilling.
But this is what they do. But this is what they do.
Yeah.
This is what they do, though. The older guys, they like to prey on these women because, like you said, they know the culture, so they know that these young women are into money and they're into men taking them on trips and things like that. So that's how they.
Absolutely.
It's been like that, though.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how they hold it over it. But even when I was in high school, that was also a thing where it wasn't probably much of an age difference, but there was guys who were either dropouts or not in school at all, coming up to the school, picking up the girls that were still in school, and you know what I'm saying? So I think that that's a thing that keeps them able to do what they want to do when they can prey on a younger woman or anybody, because even a woman, like you said, the statistics of it, so even a woman could do the same thing. They can see a younger guy and be like, okay, I'm gonna hold money over his head or whatever the case may be, because sometimes guys do want a sugar mama or whatever. So I think that it's a balanced thing, but like at the end of the day, it goes back to just maturity and if you're ready to be in a serious committed situation.
Right. Yeah, so I agree with you on that too, Deesh, you know, but again, I do think that people do keep a side friend, you know, now more than ever, on deck, just in case plan A doesn't work out.
Where I'm going, where I'm talking about this official clubhouse, I cannot. So, can you type in the comment section your how people can find you? You know, if you know, just put your handle in.
You want me to type that all in there?
You don't gotta type it. If you don't want to type it, you can just say it.
Okay, listen, I'm gonna let your mother do that because she can do that for me.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on one second. This thing. Okay. So you can follow me on Instagram for anybody that want to connect with me at the Jeff Brown Show. The Jeff Brown Show, as you see in the live section right here at the top with me and Cashe, and we'll say the Jeff Brown Show. You can go to my website at www.thejeffbrownshow.com, and there's a link in my bio on Instagram where you can actually go subscribe to my show right now and stay connected. We've had some wonderful guests on the show, from Roland Martin to actress and comedian Coco Brown. We recently just had Kimberly Brown, the daughter of Jim Brown, the legendary football Hall of Famer. She was an actress in the movie that just came out, One Night in Miami. So it's just, you know, I've been blessed. Next week we've got Farrah Gray. You know, he was noted as Forbes, one of the most influential black men in America by Forbes. So we've got some great people coming on in the show, and next month in March we're going to be doing March Madness, where we're going to be bringing on some R&B legends to talk about the old days, the 90s, the good old 90s, and how R&B was going back then, and what's the difference now. And I know your mother loved that because she loved R&B.
She trying to tell me we don't know nothing about it when she know I listen to Anita, Jodeci.
She can't even get it out. Jodeci.
Tevin Campbell, all of them. You know, I'm a music head, so.
Tevin Campbell's the 80s, but go ahead.
Girl, it doesn't matter. Can we talk for a minute? No, anyway. Thanks, Rob.
Just tap in on the link. Follow me on Instagram. If I'm also on Facebook. You can follow my personal page, Jeff Brown Jr. I also have a page for my show called the Jeff Brown Show page. How weird is that, right? But just follow me and stay connected. Make sure you guys follow my niece.
Yes.
Stay connected with her as well. I'm proud of her. I want to tell you before this short dialogue ends, this short, interview ends, thank you again for letting me come on. But I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
You are, your mother has done a phenomenal job with you. You listen, stay connected, stay focused. Let me tell you something, because it's easy to get distracted, and you have to do this when you don't feel like doing it, because consistency is the key. Consistency produces success, and so if you want to continue to be successful in what you're doing, you have to make sure you do it when nobody's not looking. You got to share. You got to post. You got to figure out what the content gonna be. You got to figure out, when nobody else is around, and it's gonna be on you. You got to put the work in. You got to put the time in. You got to do the show when nobody else gonna be there. If everybody running late, guess who got to be on time? You. So I'm saying all this to say to you. Your consistency is going to produce the results. When I came with the Jeff Brown Show, this concept a couple years ago. Actually, this would be my third year anniversary coming up. Matter of fact, because my first show was on Valentine's Day in 2018. Okay. But we were consistent. I was consistent, even when I had to find a new host. I had to search for a new host. I still was consistent, even when my numbers wasn't where I wanted it to be, or I didn't get the likes I thought. People were still watching. So you may not get all the likes, you may not get but people are still watching you. So I'm telling you, your consistency is going to determine your success, and I believe in what you're doing, and you're going to be great. And your future is bright. So thank you again for letting Uncle come by and hang out with you.
Thank you so much. I love you.
We love you.
And we'll talk to you. I gotta come on your show.
You can come on my show.
I gotta come on.
You can come on my show. You definitely can. Listen, we gonna put something together, and get you on the show for real. Because I believe that you could add some value and do some great things, and I want to help you promote what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? God's provided me a platform, and that's what it's for. To help people and to help get people's message out there. Especially the people that are doing something. You guys are doing phenomenal. So, and I'm happy for you, and I'm happy to be a part. Any type of way I can help you. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good.
All right, thank you so much. I love you, Uncle. We'll talk to you soon.
Yes.
All right, now I can go drink my tequila. I can go drink my Malagra. Okay?
You know what?
I love y'all.
Love you too. Yes. So, I have to call our last guest. It's Karma, so I'm going to call her on my cell phone so you guys can hear just her backstory. I love Karma. She's doing an amazing job in Georgia, and you could just give it to me. Because I'm going to call her on there.
Oh, okay.
Unless you wanted to go back live on there. I just need a phone to call her on. So give me 1 second, guys.
Why can't I? Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey. Hey, guys. So just give me 1 moment. I probably should have turned the heater on in here. It's kind of a little cold.
What's your percentage your phone on?
No percent. Your phone should definitely be charged.
Mind
I
your
was
business.
looking, I said, oh man, I left my charger at home.
I'm trying to help.
That's not, no.
Oh.
That's not a real charge.
Hey,
Hey, Karma girl.
what's up? You know I'm in the live.
Oh, do you want me to call you on there?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I could call you on there. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.
Tabitha, his name on IG, if you're still on here, it is Jeff Brown. He goes by Jeff Brown or the Jeff Brown Show. He's on IG and he is on Facebook.
Hey, cuz.
Hey.
How are you?
Oh,
I love that color.
Yes.
Oh Lord, why don't hit a filter?
How are you doing?
The volume is so low.
Can you hear me?
I hear you. It sounds a little better now. Let me move it closer. Hey.
Hey.
Hey, Veronica.
Hey, boo. Hi, cousin.
Hey, girl.
How you doing? I'm loving that hair color. Oh my God, I love
Girl,
it.
thank you. I'm so tired. I've been working all day long, so excuse I'm probably greasy and everything.
First of all, I want to just tell you, oh my God, from seeing you grow up into this fabulous woman, like literally, you are so dope and amazing.
Thank you.
Yes, like
I'm just excited.
you're just doing your thing.
Yes, thank you so much. And even you and watching you kind of go through your nursing journey, I was like, let's go, cheering you on from down here.
Yeah, I was just telling Cashe, I said, it's just amazing how you took your platform from being a nurse and going into the field that you're going in. It's just like you can show nurses all over the world that you just don't have to be just a nurse. It's many avenues to it. It is.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna let Cashe ask you your questions first because I do have some questions for you.
Because she's all up in my intro.
She gonna take over the interview. That's all right.
1 2. Hold on, Carmen. I'm sorry. 1992. Okay, so I wanted to bring you on because it's Black History Month, and also because you are another woman that's killing it, especially where you're residing right now in Georgia. So I just want to get straight into it. The first question I want to ask is, how is it being a Black esthetician in the Georgia area?
So, depending on where you are, it's not so hard.
Okay.
I think now that I've been doing it, I celebrate 2 years being open in May.
Okay.
So I've gained a lot of traction, so I can't say it's so hard anymore.
Okay.
But the area I'm in, which is Covington, is about 35 miles east of Atlanta towards Augusta.
Okay.
And it's not the most modernist of towns, if that makes sense, right? Like they're just on the cusp of becoming more forward thinking and stuff like that. I wouldn't say it's like country, but 10 years ago it was not a place that people were really looking to move, and now they are, right? So, we just got like a Chili's around the corner from my house, and I was so happy. So, the culture of skincare in general, and this is for just society as a whole, has always been more geared towards Caucasian people, or, definitely not people of color. So I think to be an esthetician of color in comparison to being a potential client of color, that's where the real problem is.
Okay.
Is transitioning those clients of color into understanding like, this is cheaper than a hairdo. This is important. It's a whole system. You are taking care of something beyond just glowing, right? It's a higher level of self-care than a lot of the things that we put on our priority list. So I think the the client of color is more of the tough part.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and so you already answered my question, because my next question was going to be to tell the people how long you have been in business. But like you said, in May, you're coming up on 2 years, and so that's awesome. That's great, and I'm so proud of you. So my other question would be, since we answered that, would be how many Black day spas are in your area? Are you like the only day spa?
In Covington, so Covington is like Shaker to Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? It's not so far away from the city of Atlanta that is considered way out there, right? So in the general metro Atlanta area, there are a ton of Black spas, but then you have these pockets like Covington where there's not many spas at all. There is I hate the word competition, but my industry here is only a handful of day spas, full service type places. You know, there's plenty of nail salons that do brows, or, you know, you'll find bits and pieces at certain places, but there's only maybe 2 other locations who do a greater amount of services than just, you know, nails, and they may do skin and waxing and dermaplaning and stuff like that, but not a lot in my general area. But Atlanta as a whole, there's plenty. Like every 5 minutes somebody's opening up.
I don't care, because I'm always telling people she's like one of the first Black people. I don't care. I'm making you make this.
I'm changing the game, and I'm gonna tell you, because there's like I live in Covington, right? And I'm like, am I really gonna open up out here? I have never seen a Black business thrive here. I've been here since 2007. One Black business opened up. I'm trying to grocery shop with them, order food, like whatever I can do to keep them open, and they closed. So I was like, damn, you know, Black businesses don't do good out here. But at the same time, if I'm writing my own story right now, do I want to drive and commute to work? Do I want the service that I want nearby? Like, I work 2 miles from my house. So I set it up so that I said, if I'm gonna do it, I'm about to change the game, and I changed the game. Like, I'd rather be the first than somebody trying to fit in.
Yes.
So I just, you know, and I just won Best Spa on a national level. And
Yes.
Black Spa Awards. And it was the 5th annual awards this past December. And this was, I didn't enter, I was nominated by my peers across the country, and I won, and I counted myself out. I was like, I'm not going to win that, child. It's places much better than me, much more established to me. Like, you know how we talk ourselves off, you know, off our little pedestal when we got placed there for a reason for a second. And I just dismissed it. I actually had an event the same night as the Spa Awards. I really had totally dismissed this nomination, and I ended up getting a call from the person who curates the awards, like, sis, you won.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God. Like,
I think that's one thing that us as Black women, we have to start, even myself included, have to start really, you know, at the end of the day, stick our chest out, because I mean, we do what we need to do, and at the end of the day, and you know, sometimes you got to be a big stepper, you got to be a big speaker, like, you know what I'm saying. And that's one thing that I've been working on this past year, is no longer being ashamed to say what I'm doing or what I have going on. I don't care if people think that I'm bragging, because I know what I have inside of me, what I can do for another, what I do for myself.
And you know how hard you work for every little bit of it, right?
Exactly. So someone in the comments asked, what made you move from Cleveland to GA?
So I've been living outside of Cleveland since '98 when I graduated high school. So that was like, I went to the Cleveland School of Arts, just in case there's any of the alumni on this live. But anyway, so, and it's the old building, but I moved to go to college. I went to Wright State in Dayton, and the plan was never to move back to Cleveland, simply because my
father and stepmom have lived here since the 80s, and this was always my end game. Like, I just knew. So, like, literally the morning after nursing school graduation, I was in my 89 Cavalier humping it, like, radiator hose blowing, trying to get to Atlanta. So that was the goals. And so 2004, I moved here, and, you know, my nursing career started at that point. And that's just what I did for 16 years before this.
Okay. And my next question for you is, what is your favorite service you provide and why?
Oh my God. So I think I got a little like seriously, I think I got a touch of like ADHD because I love so many different services almost equally. You know, corrective skincare, that encompasses, you know, your chemical peels, dermaplane. I love before and after. I like doing an intervention and seeing this amazing result afterwards. I hated Brazilians at first so bad I took them off the menu one day and canceled all my appointments. But now I knock them down, like, and so my technique is so awesome that I have you in and out in 15 minutes or less.
Now, why did you hate? First of all, I love Brazilians, but I have a love-hate relationship because, baby, if you wait too long, baby, you be about to hop off that table. Because the last couple times I done went, the pandemic had put me in a place where, baby, nobody but God got me through them sessions. Because I'm like, I'd already booked this appointment, so I can't leave and come back. I got to go through with it. So I'm like, whew. Yes. So was that why you didn't like it? Because it's like a painful thing, or like it just takes too long? What was the reason?
Probably because people come.
So it put me back in my ER nurse days. I promise. So this one young lady came in. For some reason, I'm getting all these first timers. I'm still was pretty new. Like, so she came in and she was nervous, like shaking like a leaf. She was sweating. It's like summertime too. That was the other thing. So she's laying there and sweating. You put the wax on, it won't stick because she's sweating. There's sweat running off her waist onto the bed, like that, like a river.
Oh my God.
And then I lay the wax in all the tenderest places, okay? And she clamps her leg shut. And I was like,
Jesus.
Okay, you just clamped. Everything is together, like.
Jesus.
So listen, watch this though. She wouldn't let me pull it, so I had to go get shears. I had to go get some little tiny scissors and clip. And she was crying and apologizing the whole time, like, I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. And I was so pissed off. I went outside, my old business partner at the time, after we finished, it took like an hour. I go outside and I told her, I said, anybody else that's scheduled, go ahead and refund them or ask if they want. Like, I was done. I said, take it off the menu. And I quit for a few months and then picked it back up.
I've been there before.
And did you have any questions? Yeah, I know. Listen, I mean, I'm on the other end. I'm gonna just tell you now. I would never do Brazils on anybody. That's not my thing. Like, never. I don't want to see anyone's cootie cat, whatever. And the second thing is, it's come second to feet. I don't like people's feet. I don't like to do feet. I don't polish them or nothing like that. So like, no. And now my kids, they're getting older, so I'm like, no feet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even they feet, like, no, because I just can't. Like, when they were babies, I would kiss their feet and all type of stuff.
So cute, but
now I was like, no, y'all got like grown people feet. So I'm like, I'm cool. So my mom, she wants to ask some questions for you.
So, okay. So it's Valentine's Day weekend, right? And so I know the spotlight's probably going to be blowing up this weekend. So can you tell the females why it's so important for them to get V-steams? Because we both worked in the nursing field.
Why is it important for V-steams? Okay. So first and foremost, with the V-steams, come away from the herbs, right? I like to break it down to just the heat and water, right? You just got steamy hot water. On a very basic level, you are getting increased blood flow because that steam is passively, it's not a crazy steam that's going to burn you, but it's causing your vessels to open up. When your vessels in that area open up, it's moving more blood. More blood to that area is causing better sensations. It's causing healthier tissues. It's causing you to heal. If you have a tear or any kind of trauma, you know, traditionally it's used in other countries just like as soon as you have a baby and you can stand up, they got you on a pot because it is going to help you expel, residue from childbirth and help your uterus to tone back up. So that's just heat and water. Now you add herbs and you have a whole kind of medicinal aspect of it. Certain herbs enhance
so now
this area can take care of itself. Like,
You know what?
now it's turned up a little bit, right? So you have maybe some peppermint that's just stimulating. Some lavender is soothing and it's aromatherapy. Then you have maybe Damiana is an aphrodisiac and that causes enhanced sensation. It's, so then you start to customize the herbs based on the particular client or what your market is. So at Skinworks, I have 3 versions. I call it, they're all named after songs, okay? Because music is a really core factor at the spa. So one is the So Fresh and So Clean. That's just a general cleansing enhancement, blend. One is Sexual Healing, and that has all your stimulants and more things that turn you up a little bit. And then I have Sunday Morning. And that one is mostly aromatherapy. So if you have a 17-year-old. You said what?
I said that's the one she wants the Sunday morning because I want sexual healing. She wants Sunday morning.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's for the first timer.
Don't pay her no attention.
She wants the sexual healing one. Let me tell you something. The sexual healing one is the one that sells the best. Like,
yes, I'm sure because is that what's making them more wet and things like that. I'm not trying to be vulgar, but I'm just being real.
No, absolutely. So, I mean, even women of a certain age will come get a steam, and they're like, I get a lot of really good feedback from my clients after they leave. Put it like that.
Yes, me personally, I started getting them about a year ago, or probably might have been over a year ago, and then when COVID happened, I stopped getting them. Now I have to do my own because the person that I was getting them through, she now sells the seat and the herbs that you can just boil everything and do what you need to do. I'm going to pin your comments so that people can book with you because there is some people in the comments that are, in your area or they frequently travel to, Georgia. So that way they can book with you. But yeah, I need to, this will be my first time doing my own. But I loved it. Like, I love the way it makes you feel really relaxed. I usually get like a glass of wine with my service, and it just keeps you, you're calm, you're cool. It's a sense of meditation as well. So I love it. I love that service.
It's really like, and that's what I tell my clients. Even if, say, you just don't feel some grand benefit, directly from the service, at the very least it's aromatherapy. At the very least it's really like up the chain in self-care moments because the steam, you're really quiet in the room. You have I have a little sound machine so you hear thunderstorm or birds or whatever you want to hear. I have a little 2-way radio speaker thing, so if they need assistance they can just lean and say, hey, it's too hot or whatever. I can hear them out front. Wine, all that stuff is there, water, whatever. But I just allow them to kind of have their space and their time. I bother them minimally. I go in and check a couple times throughout, but you don't want to keep disrupting the flow. But it's a very popular service.
Okay. You got another question?
My other question is, how do you incorporate your nursing into your day spa?
Ooh, so this was that for real. That really makes me excited because my nursing career kind of peaked at me being management. I've been away from the bedside for several years before going to beauty school. So I'm like a whole emergency room manager. I'm going to learn how to wax. You know what I'm saying? And it was because I wanted to take all of this ball of goodness from leadership skills, organizational skills, nurturing, caring for folks, prioritizing people's needs, things like that, and implement it into a place where I am the top of the food chain. So I can still be nursey and for instance, with the Brazilian, now I can walk people through it. They love it because they're like, oh my God, you made that so easy. It's kind of like somebody getting a shot and they're scared. And so you have to be able to come to the level of that person right there in real time, being super efficient and getting it done without them feeling like they're on some kind of like, conveyor belt.
Mm-hmm.
And, working in nursing, you have to reprioritize all day long. And it's different ends of the spectrum, but you have to shift from somebody dying to somebody just kind of having a bad day and be able to accommodate everybody's needs. Also, just the critical thinking aspect, like when it comes down to prescribing a regimen for my clients, I'm seeing it beyond just superficial stuff. You know what I mean? We're thinking gut health. I put my clients on probiotics. I'm doing a lot of stuff that a lot of, I guess you could say, your average esthetician isn't doing, because I'm thinking holistically. I'm thinking about you from the inside out, not just what can I do to you today.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. You're doing so good.
I am too. You ladies have
Did y'all want to ask a question in regards to her services or her industry? Because I know Vani, she's an amazing hairstylist, and I know she deals with a lot of clients with self-care and things like that. Did you want to ask her a question?
No, I really don't have any questions about what you do for a living per se. I think that what are the things that you do as pertaining to self-care that you offer, that you say, hey, this is something that I have to get because I use this service myself?
Right. So skin services are my top self-care services. I hadn't had a facial prior to school, right? And then when I first started getting them and seeing results, and looking back at pictures of myself when I thought my skin was fine, but my forehead was dark, and I had it was not fine, you know what I mean? And I don't wear makeup. I've gotten my skin to a point where I can push past the blemish really quickly. I do dermaplanes. I do services on myself to make sure that I'm a reflection of an amazing skincare regimen.
I dig it.
But it's also, for me, it's a self-esteem thing too, because I enjoy having good skin.
I can dig that, because I enjoy the good skin, and I enjoy that V-steam, all of that extracurricular self-care stuff. Like, for me, I just need that because my personality requires all of that. You dig what I'm saying? So, and a lot of times I think with people who do what we do for a living, we don't do all of that stuff. You know what I mean? We are not practices of what we preach.
It's like your hairdresser having to throw on a baseball cap. It's the same thing. Who's doing their hair?
Right.
Like,
all the time.
So,
listen, I get it.
That's just a thing, but I really do try to make time. Like, I will, if I have a nice gap in clients, I'll go back and get a steam and just sit back there, leave my phone out front, and do a steam for myself. I have a detox sauna blanket, so there's times I might just jump in that and just be quiet and clear my head.
You said what kind of blanket?
She got a kind of stuff.
What kind of blanket
What
is
kind of
it?
blanket did you say?
It's a sauna blanket.
It's a detox sauna blanket.
So, okay, for me, I have the little sauna box, so I sit in that.
The tent.
Yep,
Yes.
as soon as COVID hit, I had to get one of them.
So after does she offer classes?
I tell my clients because they fall in love with the blanket, and I actually refer them to go get one of those because it's collapsible and everything, right? You can put it away.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try that.
Do you offer classes? Do you offer classes or trainings for?
I do.
Okay.
So, currently, I'm really putting.
She offer training.
Oh, sorry. Oh.
Hold on,
guys.
I had an online business, that Red Karma Body, where I was doing soaps and all that good stuff, and that kind of translated and became my retail at Skinworks Day Spa. So I pretty much cut the middleman out. So creating products and product lines is kind of a specialty. And so currently I do a soap making for retail class. I also do one-on-one training for lash extensions, dermaplane training. I'm about to put together a vajacial protocol because nobody seems to have one, and start training on that.
I was saying it isn't one. It's very hard to find a protocol that is effective. I think people are just out here randomly doing them. I'm an esthetician too, so I try to keep up with stuff. And you're trying to find a protocol or what is effective, what actually works, and nobody has a real protocol. It's just all random. What everybody else, is everybody's doing something different, and so,
everybody is doing something different.
Yeah.
And they say when you see a need, fix it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm in all these professional groups and stuff, and I'm like, y'all, everybody's saying something different. I know my way is effective, so I'm comfortable teaching it to the next person. So that's where I'll start. You know what I mean? And then I also go back. I just got an invitation last night to go back and teach. I go back to the beauty school I went to and teach as a guest instructor sometimes. I'm also on the board of advisors for Georgia Career Academy. Like, I do a lot of other stuff education wise, and I'm like, let me stand on this box of this little resume thing right quick, because I have not fully embraced my new positions. Like, I'm so used to being in healthcare that I have not fully embraced all of the things that I'm doing as a beauty professional. But I have to start, because it's a lot.
So what made you make the transition from nurse? I mean, it's a very, like I was telling them previously, I was like, that's a solid like combination to be an esthetician as well as a nurse.
Well, like I said, just switching from, I'm the manager, but I still got to ask for time off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, if I die, my daughter cannot come finish this work. Or, you know what I'm saying? So it was a real concern of mine, like, what does my future look like? I don't do anything for, like, accolades and acknowledgement, but if I'm working and I would like to get the credit for my hard work through and through, right? And so I said, what's similar to nursing that can lead me away from nursing, but it's not nursing. I can have a glass of wine after work, or at the desk or whatever. And I thought about the whole picture, and I almost went to barber school. I have a thing for men's haircuts. My brother was a stylist, and so my mother would say, Scooter, that's what we call my brother. She would say, Scooter is all over everything you're doing. And so I said, oh my goodness, like, the beauty industry is kind of laid before me. I was the go-to person for, streaks and big chops and stuff in college and doing nails, and I used to do, that was my little hustle. And I said, I've kind of been built for this for a long time, and I discovered aesthetics. I didn't know what an esthetician was 3 years ago.
And so many people don't. Like, it's amazing to say that, because when you tell people, what do you do? And you say, I'm an esthetician, and they look at you sideways like, so you do anesthesia?
Somebody thought I was saying mortician.
Girl, people think everything but skincare. They don't thought I was a anesthetist. I do anesthesia. I said, no, baby, I do skin. It's crazy how you have to explain it.
Or they ask you, well, how much is a massage? And I'm like,
I didn't say no.
Or do you do feet?
Girl. No, for real, because these are real questions that people ask.
Do you do how much for a manicure?
And you're like, baby, I said skincare. I didn't tell you I do hair. I didn't tell you I do nails. I didn't mention none of that. So yeah, I definitely understand that. But that's
they put us right in the box with like wig makers or something. Like, it's so crazy.
No, for real, people don't have a clue.
It's people already booking on your site now from this interview.
My sister, she just said, I'm about to book a V-steam and facial.
She's
down there with you.
She's in Georgia, so that's what I was saying. Like, we have people from all over. I don't know. Do you know
Tanya?
Her name Tanya. Tanya Penn.
I thought she was talking about Stacy, child.
No, Stacy down there too. She need to come see you too. Yeah, she's down there too.
Yeah, tell her to come see me so we can have a special day.
Yeah. So, I know you already tagged your.
Pig said you are one of her favorite people.
Oh, your Pig took my soap class. Yes.
So, my next question to you is, because it is Valentine's Day. Is Valentine's Day a big deal for you and your husband? Or is it just
because it's his birthday.
Okay.
And his sister.
Okay.
So that's easy. Next question. No.
Yeah, so no, because I know some people, it's not a big deal to them. It's just another day. So I just like to ask that for those that are couples. Is it like in the beginning it was like, oh, we got to do something, but like you said, it's his birthday, so that just it's either way it go. You got to do something.
Either way it go. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to lunch tomorrow for birthday, Valentine's lunch. A whole bunch of friends and stuff. So
thank you so much. I'm so proud of you. Oh, thank you. Pig says, she said, I'm proud of Cashe and Karma. Thank you, Pig.
Oh, love you.
So I just, like I said, I wanted to have you on when you said you wanted to do it. I'm like, I got to figure out ways, because I know that I network with so many different people and they're not all local. So I'm like, things since the pandemic, things have become virtual. We got to make a way. And so I'm just happy with the 3 individuals that we brought on today. You guys are amazing. I just love everything about what you guys stand for. You guys are making history, whether you know it or not. And I want you to put your website, if you don't mind, in the comments, and I'll pin that as well, just in case someone wants to get on your website. And did you have any like upcoming specials or anything like that? You can feel free to give that information as well.
So currently, I'm just promoting my classes, my trainings, and I have a soap making class this coming Monday and Tuesday, and the following Monday and Tuesday. They're only 2 hours, but it's several days. What else? I don't have any specials right now. After, I'm really trying not to do a bunch of specials anymore. Like,
okay, I get you.
I did have a Valentine special, actually. Yes, I did. I had a V-Steam for 2 or V-Steam for 4 special with a free wine and things like that. But that's pretty much over now for Valentine's Day. Otherwise, no specials. I am working with an event partner of mine, and her name is Tony. It's a company called Bees in the Trap. Here is a local cocktail company, and we paired up and did my winter networking mixer, which was super successful back in December. And we are doing an entrepreneur spring social in March. So we're just about to start gearing up to promote that now, actually. So, and of course, that'll be local at the spa.
Okay.
And that's it for now.
Yes, thank you so much, Carmen, for coming on.
We love you.
Absolutely.
We definitely love you here at the Sipping Shop and in Cleveland in general. And I just want you to keep doing your thing. I thank you for coming on, and we will chat with you again soon. Thank you so much.
See y'all.
Love you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
So we have our bonus guests as well.
Yes, we have Vonnie and Mel.
Everybody say hi to Vonnie.
Hey y'all. Hey.
Hey, Vonnie.
Hey girl.
Say hi to
Hey y'all. Hey
her kid over here.
Thanks to everybody that's been still hanging in with us on live. Sometimes we have long episodes, sometimes we have shorter ones, and typically we have longer ones when we have like guests in and things like that, because we can get more opinions and more views on things and things like that. So I'm going to just ask you guys the same questions that I asked them besides the first one. Go ahead, Ma.
Oh, I wanted to ask Vonnie a question.
Okay. She just cut me off while I was doing the intro.
It was okay for her last podcast. She cut me off several times.
Listen here, Mary J.
Returning the favor. But I wanted to ask you, because you have your own serum.
I do.
Can you tell everybody about this wonderful serum?
Oh, well,
Please,
okay.
please.
I'm glad you asked. Hey, guys. Okay, so we're going to start here. I've been making this elixir for I keep saying 7 years, but looking back, it has to be about 10 years now. And so I used to just make it for, like, if I had a client who had an issue with missing some hair somewhere, had difficulty growing hair. And when the pandemic hit, I was kind of like, you know what? My grandmother died right when the pandemic hit, right? So when people pass away, you kind of just like, you know what am I doing with my life?
Right.
Yeah.
What mark am I going to leave on the world? All of the extracurricular stuff. So I made it in a mass production and sold it, and it's been doing well. And what it does is great for moisturizing hair, dandruff, alopecia, eczema. If you have, I'm not going to lie, this is a funny story, but I actually used it for when I had an ear infection one time. Don't ask. It was just an old remedy. I put it in my ear, but my ear infection was gone. But it's and it goes well with people who have any kind of issue, any kind of hair type, children, older people, all of that good stuff. Yeah. So, yeah.
I see. I'm like, she out here slanging that bottle, but you know, we every now and then we'll get in each other inboxes and just push and encourage each other, because sometimes you definitely need that, like, you know. And I just want to let you know that I always tell you this.
My sister Tanya said
I'm proud of
she
you.
wants some, and she said, where can she buy it? So can you make sure that you? Is there a way she can tag?
You can definitely go on my website at madamvondu.com. You can also DM me on Instagram at Madam Vondu.
Hit that
and if you're local to the Cleveland area, I will actually deliver it to you.
She
in Georgia.
Oh man,
but if you
I'm
give
not
it to
going
me
there until next month.
But if you give it to me, I can send it to her.
I definitely can.
Can you give the spelling to her, Bonnie, and then she'll type it out and put it on.
Vondue. MADAME VON.
Wait a minute, hold on.
It's Madam Vondu.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, because honey, Madam.
David Ford is on live, y'all. He's one of the people that I look up to. He's somebody that gave me a chance when other people ignored me. So I'm grateful for him, and I would love to have him on my podcast. So, Mr. Ford, I want you to come on the show.
Just Madam Vondu, right?
Soon.
Madam Vondu, yeah.
And thank you, Dana. I appreciate it, you guys. I don't have my phone, so I'm just pretty much just trying to hop on real quick because I'm streaming from my iPad on Instagram. But I'm definitely thankful and grateful for all my opportunities that have come to me. And kid you not, every opportunity that I've had, it just came from me simply just believing in myself and going into inboxes. I don't care, you know. I'll go in your inbox, I'll bug you out. It doesn't matter, like, you know, if it's something that I really want to go after. And so I'm definitely grateful for those that take a chance with me, those that believe in what I do, and, you know, take that step with me for me to grow into the different professions that I'm in. So you guys, thank you guys so much. And so I'm gonna ask you.
All right, ask me. Prepare for the answer.
The same question that I asked Karma. I know that you said you've been in a relationship for 7 years, so I just want to know, is Valentine's Day a big deal for you, or is it something that's just like whatever, like, you know, we celebrate each other all the time?
Oh, we do celebrate each other all the time. Valentine's Day, every holiday is a big deal, but it's not a big deal where it's just kind of like, oh my God, I have to do this thing where we're gonna break up or we're gonna have an argument if he don't get me a gift. But it's still a big deal. Like, we have something to do this weekend. Okay. Another thing with the holidays, and when you're in a relationship with somebody, I mean a relationship that's been over 2 years, okay? You start realizing that money is y'all's money. Yeah. And it ain't just my money. So it's kind of like, you know what, baby, I do want the gift, but maybe we should put this toward blah, blah, blah.
Something else.
But yeah, it's a big deal in my household. It is.
Mel, is Valentine's Day a big deal for you?
I think I'm on board with her with the same thing, as far as it's not a big deal like we're gonna break up if he don't give me a gift. It's always nice to receive gifts. Anybody wants to, you know, feel special, feel loved on, but when you have that person who loves on you consistently, I don't think, you know, holidays become such, you know, like intense, like, oh my God, he didn't give me that for Valentine's Day.
Oh
like,
my God,
you know what I'm
I just
saying?
can't
Like,
stand
if
it,
your
man.
person is consistent with loving on you, and you know that the way that they're supposed to, I feel like not just another day, but you know what I mean? It's really not that big. Don't do that to me no more.
She like really has the camera like
boom.
And it's like so big, like it's like 3D. Like I'm over here and I'm like, dang, I can see her next to me. No, that's how big it is. I'm like, let me just let you know so you're aware that it's like 3D. I didn't know what was.
Why we gotta do this every?
That's what y'all do.
They get on my nerves. First of all, she's supposed to be 6 feet. But she's right on my hip. Right. So let's be clear.
Okay,
because you're right on Cashe.
First of all, how you gonna skip over me like I don't matter because I don't have a boo or something?
I said so. I was getting ready to go to you.
Baby, I think you're trying to play me, baby.
Oh my God.
Look, nobody's trying to play you. Take that hat off because it's doing something.
No, we not taking our hat off.
Yeah. So, is Valentine's Day a big deal for you?
Technically, it is not. I think love is what love does. If you
don't be hating on my Scorpio girl. Okay,
Thank
that's
you.
how we answer questions.
love is what love does, and I just feel like if you do all year round for somebody, one day shouldn't make you. Just like how people panic about Christmas, nobody should panic about Valentine's Day, because if you do for that mate all year round, one day ain't gonna kill you. Do you expect gifts? Like she said, yeah, everybody wants a gift. Everyone wants to feel love, but when you love on a consistent basis, that is just February 14th.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, me personally.
I mean, this is what it all boiled down to. This is what it all boiled down to, because she wanted to put the spotlight on her. No one cares she has a boo. No one cares. You know, first of all, I knew this was going to come to this.
First of all, no. This is my first Valentine's Day with someone in a long time. Like, you know what I mean? So...
And you better get that shit.
It's not
your gift.
Listen, and it's not even it's not a big deal because he do for me all the time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't got time. He talk about packing chicken noodles and tuna fish. That's what he want. But I mean, it's not a big deal for me. I'm just a giver. I'll show love through gift giving. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. And probably had my mom or Rob Harley something like, don't get a whole bunch of stuff, I probably would have did it, because that's just how I am. I just like to do stuff like that. I like to do nice things for people or surprise people with things. That's just me. Right. You know, but I don't think that Valentine's Day is that much of a big deal. I think that sometimes when you're single, like, you know what I'm saying, because social media makes it a big deal. Right. You know what I'm saying? You will see post after post about oh, I ain't got no bae, or, you know, I'm about to screenshot everybody in my inbox, we all gonna be single, you know, stuff like that. And then it makes it a big deal, and it's like it comes off as if, you know, you really do care about it.
And I don't think it's just social media either. Like, it's TV, you know what I mean, it's the stores, baby. And then, you know, when you are the kind of person where you suffer from the loneliness syndrome, then it becomes an issue, especially when you don't know how to love on you. You know what I mean? So I think that's where all of that comes from.
Right. I'm sorry. I just want her to make sure you look clear.
Yes.
On her. There you go.
I keep holding my neck.
There you go.
Like, you know what?
My knees.
You cute.
You're beautiful.
My chin.
So I'm gonna get into a social media thing that just recently went on. I saved a post, but basically I was scrolling on Instagram and I seen this post where this guy, he breaks up with his woman because she did the busted challenge. So you guys know the busted challenge. You know, it started off with the Nelly and then it goes into you switching into a different outfit. Now I don't know how drastic the video was, but you could definitely do a clean busted video. Sorry guys, since my iPad is all over the place, but you could definitely do a clean busted challenge. So I don't know. Look, they must don't want me to talk about this busted.
Okay, but I'm waiting for when I'm able.
But I just want to know, like, do you guys feel? Because this is what they were asking on social media. Like, do you think that he's going overboard by not dealing with her because she did this challenge? Now, on one of the slides, there was a guy that said, basically, you know, at the end of the day, neither one of them are wrong. You know what I'm saying? One, she did what she wanted to do because that's what made her happy, or that's what she wanted to do. And then the second thing was, he told her that he didn't want her to do something, and she did it. And so now he's doing what he feels is necessary. and he's leaving her alone for it. I just feel like to me, that's not grounds for breaking something off with someone. I feel like if you do something, in my opinion, if you do something to that measure, it's more of a control thing to me. It's a control thing, and then it's like, I mean, the video can be deleted. You know what I mean? If it needs to be. But to break off, your relationship, to me, is just like, what's the point? It's not that serious to me.
I mean, and the guy who responded, let's keep it clear, he was being cute. Okay. Well, they did what they wanted to do. Yeah, we all have free choice. But however, okay, don't be dumping me over no busted challenge.
Right.
Because it's a video.
Right.
So you need to get all that insecurity issue you got going on together. That's number one. 2, as a grown woman, for real, you saw the signs of that fool being however he was in the beginning.
Right.
So you knew he was going to be tripping because she probably was doing something that I would have done. I'm about to make this buzzing video.
Hello?
You know what I'm saying?
She just didn't expect
Let's call a spade.
Right.
Because it is what it is.
Rob, are you saying add Silhouette or OnlyFans to the list of things he probably didn't want her, he won't have her do, or what are you saying? You gotta explain more.
But here's the thing. That's
I don't know.
If somebody, if that person broke up with you for the video, whatever, it seems like to me, although we don't know how the video looked or what she did in the video, but it sounds like a control issue, and it probably was red flags before. She wasn't paying attention to him.
Right.
She probably was paying attention to him. She probably just...
Well, this is the thing. When it comes to red flags, one thing that I do notice in women is they know the things that they're dealing with. They know the type of men they're dealing with, and men also know what type of women they're dealing with, because we're not going to just make it one-sided. However, I think that when someone provides you with something you're not used to, it distracts you from the reality of the situation.
Exactly.
So if you're dealing with an abusive man or a man that is controlling you, that means that he's either probably providing you with something. You probably didn't have help for a long time. You probably was taking care of all the bills by yourself. Now a man that came on and then took on some of your bills, took on some of your struggle. So now it's like, in order for me to feel at ease, or not to have those burdens or struggles, I'm willing to accept what comes with it.
Like Tanya said, that's a bit excessive. Maybe he was just looking for a reason.
But
he was probably looking for an out.
What I was going to ask is this, are we basing this on what exactly happened? Like, he literally said, I don't want you to do bust a challenge. She did it, and he was like, I'm out.
Yeah, she ended up uploading.
That's just like saying...
I'm going to do a question like this, though. Is it a thing of respect or control? Because everybody may not want that woman. Because y'all seen some of these busted challenges and they ain't all clean. And you know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that it wasn't a control thing, but was it a thing of respecting your partner?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I get
and
that
maybe
too.
I could see that might have been excessive, but a lot of people's standards can be considered excessive if that's my standard. You know what I'm saying? And I teeter on the control versus respect thing with that. And it's just to be, like I said, I don't know what that video looked like. I feel like everybody should be free to be themselves. So if you're in a relationship where you can't be yourself, then you need to leave that relationship.
And I'm thinking
anyway.
That's where I'm coming from with the whole it's got to be control, because for me, I'm not about to put myself in a situation where I'm about to be controlled or manipulated.
Because it will feel like control.
I'm going to be, because my whole thing is, if we don't have respect in a relationship from the beginning, what's the point?
And that's what I'm saying. Like, we don't know where that relationship was.
My cousin, he said he just wanted to do him for real. So basically, he used that as his way out.
And he probably did.
That's why I said he was looking for a way out. That's just like a person that wanted to go out. And so instead of just saying, babe, I don't want you to go out, they in the kitchen like, oh, for real? Ain't no peanut butter?
All that huff.
Oh, my God.
Ain't no peanut butter. Why would people say peanut butter?
I'm just saying, they don't want to direct us. They don't want to concentrate on the problem. Yeah. They want to go. They rather pick an argument than to say what they have to say.
Right.
So I'd rather pick an argument with you after I done asked you. You know, I'm not man enough to tell you. Say, hey, baby, I don't want you to go out tonight. So you in the room, you getting dressed. All of a sudden he coming out. So you ain't buy no dryer sheet?
You know
Okay,
what?
so
I'm just saying.
Zena, it was this guy on social media. I don't know him or whatever. It was just basically a thread of templates that went viral, basically saying God breaks up with the woman because she does the busted challenge. There was people weighing in saying, you know, neither one of them are wrong. She did what she wanted to do to have fun. He left her alone because at the end of the day, he told her what he didn't want her to do.
Over one, like, was this a consistent thing that he felt like it was a consistent disrespect?
Now I know the type of person that you are,
and so like
I know you investigated this.
I'm just wondering, like, is
I did not. I didn't get a chance to investigate
to give a real answer.
I didn't investigate it. I really didn't investigate it on purpose because I usually do try to get to the nitty gritty of like what actually went on.
Right. That's me.
And who it was. Let me see the video. But for the specific reason why I didn't is because I didn't want to become biased. Because you know, people always say women stand for women, but I'm one of those women that, you know, if you wrong, you still my sis, but you wrong. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if it's a respect thing, yes, it's you wrong. But if it's more of a control thing, then it's like, no, you're not. Right. Because at the end of the day, I don't feel like a breakup is warranted for someone doing a social media challenge. You know what I mean? That's like her breaking up with him because he went outside in gray sweatpants.
And see, for me, because I'm a no-nonsense person, my whole thing is, why was we even entertaining a relationship? And I feel like every little, like, we're going to defy our lines of respect by a busted challenge. Correct. Because I'm very no nonsense. I don't play no games. I don't do all of that extracurricular to drama free. Because what you did, what he did, that was all drama at the end of the day. I don't have time.
I agree.
So basically, for me, my whole thing is, sis, where was your maturity level at when you was doing all of this?
Right.
Like, that's where I'm at with it. Like, it got to be something else going on. Like I said, you should be free to be yourself. If you're in a relationship where you are not free to be yourself, or where you are looked at like who you are, or like doing a busted challenge, that may not have been felt like for her, like I'm being, you know what I'm saying, ultra sexy or disrespectful. This is just who I am. It was a cute challenge.
But here's the thing.
Where do you draw the line with me being free to be myself?
Because she probably introduced her. She probably wasn't never herself when they first met, and this probably was the real her wanting to escape. Like, oh, I gotta get free. I gotta do this, and she did it, and probably didn't expect the results that she got from it. I can see that too. But you have to. That's why it's so important. Say, hey, this is me. This is who I am. Right. I can't be a chameleon for you. If this ain't what you want,
come on.
Then we not compatible.
Because it's you know what though? They're young though too.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like the older you get, the more you like, hey, bro.
I ain't got no energy for that.
I smoke Newports in the morning.
I wake up at 7 a.m. and it's a Newport. No, but for real, like I'm at, maybe it is an age thing because I'm just like I don't have no energy for none of that.
No, it ain't no age thing
because free to be me. Period.
It's like, older people that's chameleons,
and that's true. That's true.
Touché.
And it's like you get this person, and I tell people all the time, it's always best to be yourself because the true you is gonna show up eventually. And it may not be in the arena that you wanted to show up in, but it's gonna show up.
But it's coming out.
So be who you are. Give them the real you, and they either gonna accept it or reject it. Whichever it is, you can go.
And don't take
about
it
your way.
If it's rejected.
Exactly.
Because that's okay. Because you ain't for everybody and everybody ain't for you. So I think that's where people like become chameleons when we start to take it personal because somebody doesn't like who I am.
But you know what? It's not even necessarily a taking personal kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a self thing. Like, oh my God, I gotta be put on so this person can like me. No, you gotta heal all of that trauma, them issues. You gotta deal with all of that. We got to. Because at the end of the day, it's just that, oh my God, I don't want to be alone because of what is it called? The
old maid syndrome, be like with cats.
Where you don't like to be alone, you can't.
I know what you're talking about. What is the word we're looking for?
Codependent?
Neglect. You know, you got a neglect issue. You got an issue with being neglected or feeling alone.
Somebody not messing. Okay, I get you. I get where you come from.
So you got to deal with that. All of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm real good with being with me. Like at all times. Like I love being with Mel. I don't care what's going on. I could be in the quiet of my home and I am content with being with Mel. So if you don't add to that, I don't really see any value in you being there. So, you know, and it took me, don't get me wrong, it took me a while to get to that because I used to be a chameleon. But that it stemmed from insecurity. It very much stemmed from me not being comfortable with me and not seeing my own.
You know what I mean? That's how you can call it my own
value. I know what that is because you know what I'm saying? We've all on some level kind of dealt with, like you said, kind of dealt with that. You got to be good with self first. And something in that relationship, for it to be that easy, for that to break up like that, like your cousin said, he wanted to do him. Or, you know what I'm saying, she was busting loose, you know what I'm saying, the real her finally done came out, and he wasn't ready. Like, whatever it is, we may think it's excessive, but that needed to happen. Because they probably needed to go about their business with each other, because that just seems,
her hair
that's just weird.
In between the wash machine.
Baby and the dryer.
Okay.
No.
He was looking for any way out. Oh, busting challenge, I'm out. and something to talk about. Nothing to talk about.
That's just weird behavior to me. That's weird.
I don't know. At the end of the day, like I said, it is definitely a difference between respect and control.
It is.
But
it's a fine line.
To me, it's just some things that just not even worth the hassle. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you start nitpicking and picking things like that. So me doing a video versus me cheating on you, I would choose the video over that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Me lying to you versus the video. I'm going to choose the video over that. Like, you know what I mean?
My mama always told me to take the big bag. Okay? So I'm taking the big bag.
Exactly.
We about to be getting into it. We about to be getting into it for some real stuff. I'm about to call Twine from 3 years ago.
It's about to be real heavy out here.
What's going on?
No video.
So y'all know that Harriet Tubman is going to be or is already on the $20 bill.
Yes. They did it.
How do y'all feel about that? Like, does it do anything for you, or you just like whatever?
I mean, I feel like they do little. That kind of stuff is appeasing. Like,
give people their stuff while they. To me, it's like give people their flowers while they're here. Like, you know what I mean. Not saying that she shouldn't be put on there. I think that, you know what I'm saying, it's cool. But in the day and age that we in, you know, I was just on Clubhouse and I was in this group. We was talking about the governor or mayor. I forgot what city or state it is, but basically he's trying to cancel Black History Month or whatever. And he's Black.
Silly.
And so it's like at the end of the day, we were going around and one of the moderators in the room, he was just saying like, what does Black History Month mean to you? And I had to really sit back and think like, dang, as an adult, it don't mean anything to me, because I feel that we're still dealing with the same issues, kind of, sort of. You know what I mean? I mean, not maybe slavery and the hard parts.
I'm not negating.
But I just feel that it's like, you know, we haven't got to a point. My main
freedom.
Yeah, but my main issue is that, you know, like I seen someone say on social media, I personally feel like I'm just tired of, you know, Black History Month just being based on the struggle of us and not the success of us.
But that's our fault. Because what are we doing to control that narrative? This is our month, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I feel like we're allowing others to control the narrative of what Black History Month is. And of course, you get tired of hearing the same stories of MLK had a dream, Rosa sat at the front. You know what I'm saying? You hear the same things and it becomes cliche. But we know Black history. Why aren't we doing more to truly educate on what, you know what I'm saying, what Black people have done?
So I was listening, and I want to say it was on Nicole's podcast, and they were talking about the Black theme song. Do you know the Black theme song?
Lift Every Voice and Sing.
I'm saying, but our children really don't know that song. Because they
Penelope Dozier does.
I mean,
but on the grand,
right? I know, but she knows it because you're teaching it to her. She's not getting it from the school because it was like they cut it off, just like they took the Pledge of Allegiance out and prayer out. Yeah. It was like that. It just one day it was here and then it vanished. They don't understand the importance because for whatever reason they stopped putting us in the textbooks, because let's be clear, we as Black people are very powerful. We have done some great things that they don't want to give us credit for, but we have done some really, really great things. And like she said, they would rather celebrate the slavery of it, but not the success of it. And so we haven't really celebrated freedom, because we haven't. Because each and every day we are stuck in bondage for either something that the government has done or our own race. Because we have, to me, we have shamed our own race because we kill each other. They don't have to kill us. We kill each other, whether it be by gun, whether it be by words, whether it be by competition, because we are our biggest problem. Seriously.
Vonnie got to weigh in.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Vonnie.
Okay, so boom. For me personally, Black History Month is important because I think that for a lot of children, that's their avenue to learn about different things. Like for me, even though I grew up in a household where my mother was like, hey, hold on, this is who King Tut is. This is her. You know, my mother taught me that. That was her thing. But a lot of parents don't have that. I went to a school where we learned about that kind of stuff. So I think that that's a lot of, that's a really good avenue for you to learn about their culture.
Right.
2, in 2020, we live in the age of information. So there is no excuse for our culture to say, nobody taught me that. I don't know this. I don't know that. Because at the end of the day, you can hit Google and say, hey,
or Alexa,
who were people who made, period, Alexa, who made this? How did Black people do blah, blah, blah? Thirdly, they can kiss my ass with that $20 bill with Harriet Tubman, because if you don't remove Thomas Jefferson up out of here before you give her a $20 bill.
That's what I mean by stuff
what
like that.
doing?
It's just like appeasing. They
like she said, you give people
this little $20 bill.
But
you know what
at
I'm
the
saying?
end of the day, you still got this man who was a rapist, a pedophile, a thief, and whatever else down in Washington for me to go and look at him for what? There is no purpose for that man no more.
Couldn't care less about it.
So at the end of the day, don't tell me what they doing on their Capitol Hill, because they ain't doing nothing for me.
Right.
I think,
and that doesn't do anything.
Like
for
she
us.
said,
Like,
you give people their flowers while they are here.
But what flowers? Okay. So
I mean, because
let's be
she.
real about
Okay,
the
so
country,
what
though.
I'm saying
What kind
is,
of flowers did you think that the slave owners was gonna give the one who was freeing the slave?
right? I'm just
saying?
I'm just saying. Okay, they gave her a movie. I'm saying they did all of these things after the fact. Before
that's my point. When she was here, she was freeing slaves. She was taking their money, and
when
they
she
weren't
was
trying
here,
to
we
give
didn't-
no flowers to her, and they really not trying to do it now. These are things to appease us, because we keep, you know what I'm saying,
To a
those of
degree.
us who are here. Because what I guess my thing is, what does that do? Putting her on a $20 bill, like what? Like you said, you gave her a movie, okay, but look how long it took. It's been. You know what I'm saying? But but that's the thing. We have so many platforms as Black people ourselves now. There's no excuse.
But
Why are we still waiting for
I feel like
somebody
we
else?
can no longer keep on saying, but we ain't got this and we ain't got that, because we got Black doctors. We didn't have Black doctors
Come
who
on.
own practices back during that time. So it's so many ways though
This
that you
is
could
eternal
go
that we
with this
gotta talk
But
about.
the thing
You know
is,
what I mean?
thing is too that I feel like too is that, you know, a lot of people will say, you know, we don't have this and we don't have that, but we are our own worst enemy or downfall, because, you know, I might see that you sell a hair growth serum, and instead of me coming to support you, because I may feel like you might get ahead with my $20-$25 or, you know, however much your oil is.
There's that.
You know what I'm saying? So then it's like, okay, well, she might get ahead, or, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to be the reason why she's rich or why she's wealthy. So I'm going to just go ahead and take it back to a different culture or a different, you know what I'm saying, ethnicity or background instead. You know what I mean? And that's, at the end of the day, we keep setting ourselves back, along with the things that we go through, you know, with police brutality and things like that. We're our own worst enemies, because for some reason it's some type of psychological thing where people feel like they screen black people not making it, but because of their own lack of getting out there and getting motivated, or because of dreams that they were scared to step out on, they don't want to encourage or support the next person who actually is doing it that's black. You know what I'm saying? I root for everybody. Like, I don't care for you. I'm still gonna root for you, because at the end of the day, make your name known, get your history out here, because at the end of the day, if you're out here making a movement, if you're out here doing what you need to do, you're definitely adding to history in some way, some form. So that's my take on it. Go ahead.
So that's the same. I'm gonna ask you all the same question that I asked Joe. With all that being said, what legacy would you like to leave?
Oh man, I have the legacy that I would like to leave behind. The legacy that I'm leaving behind, okay, is financial freedom for generations behind me, for confidence for generations behind me. Yeah, there are gonna be people or things that want to oppress you, but at the end of the day, you're not oppressed. You're not limited to the things that other people may be limited to because of what grandma did, great grandma did. Exactly. That's me. That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
I want my legacy to be one of conquering fear and perseverance. And I say that just simply because a lot of things in my life have been hindered due to my own fear. You know, I want my kids to see me conquer my fears and succeed, so that they know that they can do the same. I want my children to know that they can do whatever they want in this world. That if you put your mind to it, you really can accomplish anything that you want in this world. So I really want it to be a legacy of love, a legacy of conquering fears and perseverance.
Cashe?
For me, the legacy I'm leaving behind, like Vani said, was, financial freedom. Teaching my children how to be their own boss, how to make their own money, how to, not wait and depend on what society is telling you to do, or, instead of you going to apply for a job in high school, you figuring out a way to make your own money so you can have your own hours. And, as you start doing it at a young age, it becomes a habit for you over time. Also, like you said, confidence, just education, keeping yourself educated on things, financial freedom, confidence, and just not being afraid to do what you want to do. No matter what people are saying, no matter what people think, doing what you need to do, doing what you're called to do. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people think that when you say called, it has to be a spiritual thing or something like that. But sometimes ministry is not a spiritual thing. It's more so just doing what God has placed you to do, whether your ministry could be hair, you know what I'm saying? It may not be inside a church, but you are ministering to people and giving people advice and listening to them. And sometimes in the different professions that you in, you pick up other hats, educator, instructor, therapist, you know what I'm saying? Those different type of things, because that's what you're called to do. And when you're called to do something because it's the very thing that you're passionate about. It's something that you don't mind losing sleep over, or you don't mind taking the time out to learn and grow it. It's just like I told some of the young ladies at the brunch I had for the beginning of the year. It's like a baby, you're molding and growing, and you're carrying this child, and next thing you know, you birthed it, and then now it's like, I got to make sure I do everything to protect it, everything to nurture and grow it, so then it becomes this big accomplishment for you. We all in here are mothers. And some people, they're not moms. They may not be able to relate to it, but they still understand the concept of it, because some people are pet moms or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, our biggest accomplishment out of everything that we do is our children, and that's what's number one priority. If anything was to be taken away outside of that, that will be always the job and the field that we're in. So I think that just leaving, like I said, just leading by example, and doing what you need to do, and creating your own way. Don't jump on the wave of the next person. Like Tyler Perry said before, make your own table. Build your own table. You don't have to wait for someone to invite you to sit down. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to sit around and scrounge around and hold your plate out waiting for something to eat. Go grow your food, you know, grow your fruits, grow your vegetables, create your own meals, create your own table to eat at. And then that way, if you have that heart to bring someone else on, you can do that. Exactly. So I think also just having that helping hand spirit. That's just my thing, you know. Sometimes it can definitely be challenging or rough, you know. You get those moments where you like, you know what, I'm tired of people. And you get there. But something leads you, it's always an indication when you ready to just be like, you know what, forget all that, I'm done with it. God will send people or send words of confirmation or send people your way to still keep putting you in that position to keep helping and keep, you know what I'm saying? So that's just the legacy, you know, that I want to leave.
At all.
That's good.
How about you? This girl didn't think nobody's gonna ask her. Go ahead, come on.
Let me get out my paper. No, the legacy that I want to leave for my children and their children's children is to live a life poured out. Give everything your all. Do not, like the saying says, don't let everybody use you and don't allow God to use you. I want them to be able to be able to give. I'm a giver. And I think that's a gift that God has really given me. I'm a giver. One of my goals is to open up, I know we have the free clinic, but open up a big facility to allow people to get their medicine for free and to be able to give health care for free. If the homeless need to take a shower, this is my mindset that I want to live, because I want my children to know that nothing in life is just handed to you. You know, you have to earn it, but in earning these things, you are to give back. You are to give back. And I don't believe that people should have to make a decision with paying a gas bill or eating and not be able to get their medications and things like that. So my legacy will be continue to give. Whatever God puts in you, give it out. Don't return what He placed in you back to Him. He wants you to. He wants you to give it out. And so,
multiply it.
Yeah,
He wants you to
grow it. And my kids know. I work some crazy hours, but I work crazy hours because of the things that I want to achieve. And I want to be able to give to the next person and help the next person. Because not only will my facility be able to help provide medication, but it will help the next nurse that's coming along, the next medical assistant that's coming along, the next phlebotomist that's coming on, the next environmental service person that's coming on. My facility will be able to be a training center to help those to multiply more, not just in Cleveland, but like Yvonne, Ghana, wherever. I want to just live a life poured out. Whatever God has placed in me, I want to be able to give to others.
I love it.
Yes, I love it. I don't know where Justin done went. He done went somewhere. Who knows?
I forget y'all here.
Aw, thank you.
Oh my God. This lady.
I wasn't sure how many people was there.
Oh, thank you so
much.
much.
Thank you so much. That is such a blessing.
I can't.
I'm not coming on here to cry today because y'all know I'm a crybaby.
Girl, this girl crying. She had
crying. Come on. Why are you crying?
Because I think each person sitting at this table and each individual that's on this live are so powerful and so connected in so many ways. And I believe that as we build each other, God builds us. It's easy to tear people down, but it's much easier to build somebody up.
I dig that too.
And so I'm proud of each and every person sitting at this table. I really am. Because to see where we all have been and where we are going, it's nothing but God doing it.
Yes.
This is fair.
It's true.
So forgive me for my tears, but I just love each and every one of y'all, and I'm proud of each and every one of you.
Oh, girl, do it.
I know. Tanya said, let's quit the crowd and give them a $20 bill. There are so many other things we've been asking for, equality and respect.
That's what I mean by like you just trying to appease.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? With that $20 bill, it's just something that let me get them this real quick so they shut up or something. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Really addressing real issues, so it doesn't really move me.
And then give me my 40 acres anyway.
Hello, because we still need it.
Yes,
we still need it.
I
Let's
really
be clear.
do. I wholeheartedly agree. I like I said, at the end of the day, I think it's just something that we always are going to be up against. It's always going to be a matter of conversation. You know, no matter what, I think it's always going to be a white versus black thing, but then we also have to deal with black versus black as well, because you have some people that are of color that are against their own people.
But that's all of that
and
Jim Crow.
I mean, it's
weird.
programmed. You know what I'm saying?
But some people no, and it's not even about being programmed, because I'm sure that a lot of people who are against their people were raised to look out. That's one thing I know for black people. They've always been taught, no matter what generation, you look out for your siblings. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you were a person that has siblings. Now, don't get me wrong. I know there's a lot of dysfunctional families as well. But 90% of the time, you're raised, if you have a sibling or cousins or whatever, to look out for one another. You better not go across the street and not hold your little sibling's hand. Or, you know, and so at that point, it's like you were definitely raised to look out for your own. But sometimes, in order for some people to get ahead, they have to step on someone else's head or shoulders.
Or they feel like they need to.
And so that's when it comes back to, you really don't feel the way you saying you feel. You're doing it for the sake of someone else's feeling, so that they can promote you to a level you think you deserve to be at. So if that means I have to down my own, or I have to step on my own, I'll do that to get into position. But then how long can you carry that?
And there's so many variables to that conversation, though.
Because I was about to say, I think we look at things differently because we were raised on love. And that's just the reality. We were raised on love. Like you said, we were raised to look out for each other. I didn't realize how many people were not raised that way, babe. Like, until I was an adult. Like, it is very much a difference in being raised on love than being raised on survival. So the people that you have, you know what I'm saying, who typically think like that, were raised on survival, and they're just looking out for self. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta, if I don't make sure I'm straight, ain't nobody else gonna do it. Not realizing the bigger picture. If I make sure you're straight, and you make sure she's straight, and you know, if we all looking out for each other, we gonna be straight. You know what I'm saying? How can we lose if we're all in this together and looking out for each other? And that's why I really love like Cashe stance all the time, and she says it. Like, I don't care if you're doing the same thing I'm doing. I'm still gonna promote you because I want to see us all win. Because I can't bake all the treats. I can't do all the hair.
That's right.
I can't. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it don't matter if me and you both had an elixir. I'm gonna buy yours and I'm gonna help you buy mine. Let's do this together. You know what I'm saying? Because what difference does it make? We in the same we in the same lane, but still two very different people. And no matter what, somebody's gonna choose you over me and me over you just because of preference.
I could agree.
You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't. I don't have to tear your product down to make mine
look better.
Be great.
Yeah, exactly.
Candles don't blow each other out to shine brighter. They shine brighter together.
And see, for me, my helping hand comes from being the person who is always, you see what she doing,
girl.
I don't think that's gonna work because you low key jealous or whatever. And I'm not that person. I'm not the person to be like, oh, she just, because I be like, hey, I'm a shiny person. Hey, what's going on? You cute. I like them lashes. That's me. But you know, my helping hand comes from when I first became a stylist and I had to build myself up to where I am now. And so when I meet somebody, hey, no, let me give you the jewels. This how we doing this. Let me help you book your clientele. Let me show you how to keep your books filled where you ain't always looking. But that so sometimes the helping hand don't necessarily come from if you raised from love. It just comes from you don't want to see other people have the deficiency that you had.
Correct.
Do you know how powerful we would be if people thought along that line? But that's why I said we are our own competition. It's like we should be pushing each other, but instead of pushing each other, it's like, oh, if I can tear her down, they won't buy her product. They'll come see me. But like you said, if we join forces together, we can build a multimillionaire
but what you
business.
Gotta learn is now in this generation, even negativity is a sense of promotion. You know what I'm saying? So even when somebody say something negative about you or your business, you see it all the time in blogs where it could be two people going head to head. But guess what? The people that's invested in the drama or the he say she say, they gonna go to the person that's being talked about negatively page and
to
see and start searching and like, oh, you know what? I'm actually interested. I actually want to see if what the negativity is really about. Is it true or is it not? Just off of curiosity, and off of someone's curiosity, now you have become top dog over someone who tries to make you the underdog.
I've been there before too.
So as I get older, I understand that concept. So it doesn't bother me, you know what I'm saying, if someone says something negative or whatever, because I know at the end of the day my work or what I do speaks for itself.
Come on.
But you have people out here that's like that, and it's unfortunate, you know.
Is.
But at the end of the day, you have to keep going. You have to keep persevering, and you have to just do what you need to do. And like you said, sometimes you just want to show people, hey, I did it this way. It did not work. So let me save you a couple U-turns or detours.
Exactly.
So that and sometimes people don't. They want to be know-it-alls. They don't want to get that assistance or get that help.
When you gotta let them bump that head.
That's when you like, okay, you know what? I tried. I extended the olive branch. I tried to help you. Now there you go. You know what I'm saying? So, and you just have to do it that way. And it at the end of the day, you did what you needed to do.
So for me with stuff like that, like I have definitely learned the value of not casting my pearls before swine. So I don't, like I said in the beginning, I'm no nonsense. I'm really no nonsense. You know what I mean? Like, if I see you doing your thing, you want some help? Yeah, I want some help. Well, this is how you do blah, blah, blah. Now, when I revisit you on that because I have a mentorship. So if I revisit you at 30 days and we ain't did nothing, we just ain't gonna do nothing. You can call me back later. I'm still an open book, but we ain't gonna be doing all of that wasting time because at the end of the day, my time is money. I know how much I make an hour. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that.
But it is what it is.
And I don't mean what you tell me I make an hour. I mean what I quote for an hour.
Right.
I'm getting my 4 quarters for that hour. Like I said.
Right.
Right. I don't know. I think that even we've talked, even about like just our mental thing. I think once you start dealing with that also like keep you at a certain level where it's like, you know what, it's not even about you giving up on people in a sense. It's just about I got to keep my health first.
It's just about
you gotta
boundaries.
protect your energy.
And that's
It's just about boundaries.
Because you're still gonna do it. I mean, like you said, it'll come back. He'll always bring somebody in your path to, that will need to benefit from your gift. But like you said, you got to create boundaries because it can become exhausting. It will become exhausting, and you will begin to feel used or unappreciated. And at the end of the day, like you said, you got to be no nonsense. You can't keep playing games with people who don't want the help.
Exactly.
If you want the help, I'm here to help you. But if you don't, then it's okay too. I'm not mad at you. When you're ready, come back. But we're not gonna waste time. You know what I mean? We're just not. We're not gonna waste time.
Especially if I didn't charge you a fee. You know what I mean? Like if I do something for, I'm big on that. Like if I don't mind giving back, but if I'm doing it for free, get these gems because this is something that I'm gonna make $300 for later. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Get my gems while I'm giving them to you because you can't afford it right now. I understand, but let me help you. But if we ain't doing all of that, we ain't doing all of that. We gotta.
Because you said it, time is money. Time is
It is
money,
time.
and energy is everything. Like you can't continue to waste your time. It's like you like beating your head on a brick wall. Like you just can't continue to do that and prosper. It is exhausting, and at the end of the day, you just kind of, like you said, boundaries. You gotta protect yourself.
Yes, I agree to fullest extent. So what we typically do, you know, when we get ready to wrap up, we give a motivational
I'm like, what?
You knew what I was saying. We give a motivational quote for people to get through the next week, but this will last them probably more than a week because we taping on a Friday. But who want to go first? Anybody got a motivational quote?
You so say I'll go. I and I'm gonna say this because I don't know if this is really from Buddha. It says it was a quote from Buddha, but I still love it regardless. And it says, "What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract, and what you imagine, you create." And I absolutely love that quote, simply because it takes it back to you. We like to make things extra essential, like, you know what I'm saying, like it's outside of us, but it really, we're in control of this. It all really begins up here. What I'm thinking about, what I'm feeling, and what I'm imagining up here. It comes to life. If you continue to think negative, if you continue to feel negative, if you continue to imagine negativity, it's going to continue to pop up in your life. You know, you have to begin to think positive thoughts. Imagine those dreams. You know, dream big. Think of the biggest thing that you want to do. It will manifest. But you have to believe it. Everything that you feel, how you vibrate, is what comes to you.
Yes.
So
I can go next if you want. Or you want to go?
No, you can go. Maybe I wasn't saying I wanted to go.
Oh, because I know you was posed.
I'm posed because I'm laughing at you because you're recording Mel and you're like, you all of it like she got you on 3D like.
Why do my child give me such a headache?
That's your child.
I don't understand. But my motivator, she got me saying what she's saying. My motivational quote for this week is, "Make your life a masterpiece. Imagine no limitation on what you can be, have, or do." I like that quote because I'm here to tell you, you are limitless. We serve a limitless God. You are limitless. You can do anything you set your mind off to do. If you can visualize it in your mind and create it with your words and put it down on paper, you can have what you want to manifest. So I just want to say you are limitless. Go after every dream you possibly can. Don't give up. And
oh dang, I was trying to show you something. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, finish.
Oh. And just know that God can do exceeding abundantly above all that you may ask or think. And what's important to you is important to God. So go after it all. You're limitless.
Good. I love it.
Here's girl.
Silly.
It was awesome. I loved it. Monty, you want to go ahead?
I will go ahead. I don't have a quote though. This is just what I live by. Put your big girl or big boy drawers on.
Yes.
Affirm yourself and do it anyway.
See?
Come on.
Some will, some won't. So what next? Because we got to get this bread. We got to keep it moving.
Come on.
I have no time. You're not always going to get recognition for what you think you get recognition for. Or what you have done, you might not get recognition for it, but you still doing it. And somebody going to see you.
Yes.
And everything is, it might not be a popularity thing. It might not be where the whole world know who you are. But as long as you can make sure you pay your bills every 30 days on time,
Say it.
that's all that matters.
Yes. Yes.
Your face ain't even in the camera. Don't worry about it.
You know, because it's Valentine's Day.
She know what Valentine's Day is.
I keep talking about it because our our name of our episode tonight was Cupid or Stupid.
That is so
So
funny.
we just wanted to like, we're talking about love. We're trying to see, you know what I'm saying? So I get
the wheels on the bus go round
all through the town. So it was Cupid or Stupid. So like, you know, we were talking about love, and then we're talking about some of the stupid things that happen when it comes to love. So, you know, I just wanted to encourage everyone to know that self-love comes first. When that takes place, being able to love is less of a struggle. So, you know, if you love yourself first, it's easier for you to, first of all, accept someone else loving you, because sometimes we don't love ourselves. So when someone is trying to show us love, or, you know, love us or say they love us, it's hard for us to believe that they actually love who we are. You know what I'm saying? So I just came up with that. Y'all know I'm always coming up with motivational quotes. I can't wait till my ebook drop, because there's going to be affirmations and motivational quotes inside of that book for you to just do for 30 days. Excuse me, Mary J.
I was saying, I know you've been around Mel because all the hands.
Oh, girl.
I'm just saying.
I cannot. Yes, because this is serious.
Right.
When you do this, I don't know. This is a sign language sign. I can't.
I'm going to ask my Hawaiian's interpreter because I don't know if
I think this is stop. I think this is stop.
Stop.
No, I really think this is stop. It's stop.
I thought it was
thank you.
Montenegro.
Oh, it's thank you.
I thought it was Montenegro.
I think this is thank you. Or is this thank you?
Girl, don't give me the
No, you know what? Don't
Sorry,
get
we
sued.
not
We not about to get
trying to offend
sued.
nobody.
We not about to get sued.
If you
for the,
watching
sign
and you know
language.
you do sign language interpreting, you can always contact us to give us
us know what
a
we
class. But I think this is either thank you or stop. So I'm gonna stop.
just stop.
Real quick before we end, Tanya Penn said, "My mission in life my mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style."
See?
She
Yes.
said she has this on her refrigerator and she reads it every day. That's a beautiful
Yes,
thing to look at.
Auntie.
Especially the style part.
Hello? Yes.
Yes, y'all come up here, shop with me. I'm looking real bare right now up at my store, and that's because, you know, I've been in business for almost a year. It came fast, but you know, I'm having a lot of sales. So if you're listening in, you can shop my website at www.theboutique.com. And you know, if you shop our Valentine's Day collection, I got some $14 items on there. I also have like some linen shirts for Black History Month. So I got some shirts that talks about Black nurses, and I have my anxiety awareness shirts because that's something that we definitely deal with in the Black community, personally myself. So, you know, just definitely check out the site. Do you have something to say?
No, I'm just.
Because you look like a pimp right now. Cause you got with the hat and then you're trying to mimic me. But yes, guys, definitely shop with me. I can't wait for the spring collection, God willing. And make sure you guys shop with Vonnie. You guys book appointments with Mel, because Mel does esthetician work. And make sure you guys support my mom. She does have a nurse apparel line.
Yes.
She still has some shirts in stock she needs to promote. But nevertheless, we all are winning out here.
You know what?
This is what we do.
I want to shout out somebody who is having specials for this weekend for Valentine's Day. His name is Dre Chef Bay. He's on Facebook. If you are looking for a good meal for the weekend, go on his page because he has some really, really good food. I mean, he caters like no other. So his name is Dre Chef Bay. Check him out.
Not Chef Bay.
Yes. It's Chef Bay.
Yes, that's what his name is.
I thought you said it was Chef Dre. Now
Dre
it's Chef
Chef
Bay.
Okay. All right.
Okay, well, we're done.